Alrighty then, gamers. Good evening, everyone. Looking to close out the competitive month of September here. Only a month away from the release of Dizzy, in terms of what interesting things are on the horizon. It is Sunday evening, 5 p.m. CEST on 29th of September, marking a starting point for another set of Bounty Hunter FT7s. If this is your first time with us, we are a weekly show match event open to beginners, intermediates, and sickos alike. We're based in Europe, but technically open to gamers from all over the world, as long as we can find a good match for you in terms of connection and skill level. And tonight, the name of the game is again Guilty Gear Strive, gaming in the first to 7 wins format. I'm your usual host Gyuke, your friendly neighborhood voice through the blood, sweat and tears, but also hopefully through the raw joy and enjoyment of fighting games. Let's start by checking today's roster before it is go time. So today's roster is probably one of my personal favorites in a long time. We've got some Finnish and Norwegian legends on the board. Interesting and rare characters such as Aska and Milia. And the average skill level of the players tonight is rather high, I would say. On average, higher than usual. And we've got 2 completely new, relatively high-level competitors in the form of Mami Shuba and Mikhail, who I think we've received the blessing to call Mike. I guess we're tight like that, so we can do it, huh? But yeah, Shuba's probably someone that you've caught before if you've been following some of the intermediate brackets of the past or specific communities such as gender neutral. And I'm excited to get to cast them for the first time on Bounty Hunters. I mean, Mike as well. For hell knows, there's never too many Faust gamers to go around. Always open for more Faust stuff. Makes for very interesting, really interesting matches in terms of, you know, just armchair couch gaming, if you will. Also, sorry if my voice gives out at some point. Still, you know, should be pretty good after like 3 weeks of flu. That's basically how we end the event. But what about other matches? Before Shuba and Mike, we're running Aatreus, one of the premium Anji players of the region, contending with none other than the heart and soul of JALLUMINATI, Rygand himself, the man, myth, and a legend. He's not going to be swinging the anchor tonight, though, instead hopping on with a sub-character, Chip. I've been spying a little on Rygand's Chip progress, and the amount of games Rygand has put in so far is looks like starting to reach a very critical mass in my mind. It's kind of reaching to a point where he's starting to, I think, wash a lot of the players you know, outside of the absolute top of the food chain. So this will be, I think, 3rd time that we see Rygand on Chip, and since it's been a while since, you can definitely expect Rygand to be back with a stronger performance than ever when it comes to ninja gaming. Preceding that bout in the 5th matchup slot of the evening, we've got Bounty Hunters Iron Regulars Thunder Kitty and Ehmu clashing. Johnny versus Chip, zoning versus mobility, guard crush set play versus relentless pressure, you know, if you want to create some you know, contrasts between the 2 characters. Gonna be an absolute banger and fun stuff for yours truly as well, since I played a set with Kitty earlier today already. I'm always curious to see how the RPS you've felt firsthand translates to fighting a different opponent. In the 4th slot, we've got Worst versus Rijeka. It was a heartbreaking, or rather a heartbreaker that Rijeka had her match fell through last week. But she's back and ready to put on that, rare character Emilia on the chopping block. Or perhaps it'll be the Hair Witch herself that's gonna be doing the chopping, as I think Faust has tended to be a little vulnerable to strong mobility characters historically, such as, Emilia and Chip. And if history has taught us anything, it's also that Rijeka is one hell of an opponent to play against. As far as I've gathered, I think it's been a bit of a hiatus for Rijeka. So interesting to see if the game flows as well as it once did in the past. Third slot brings us 11th Bridget and Hikari Nago, a matchup that we've watched quite a lot recently. No surprise there, since there are, let's say Nago and Bridget are some of the most popular characters on both Bounty Hunters and overall at the moment, I think. Bridget has been, a staple pick for a long time, and, once again gaining footing once some of the extreme pressure factors of Season 3 are sort of being relieved. Then characters such as Bridget, who excels in control, are gonna be, of course, better in terms of meta. For the second slot match, oh my gosh, say no more. This could very well be our main event of the evening. You all surely know one of the toughest wizards on the block, Strelitzia from Norway. And they're gonna face, in my opinion, probably one of the hottest future competitive prospects of Finland. And it might not be even too far in the future either. Annatonio certainly has gotten, or rather hasn't gotten, the focus that he kind of deserves, in my opinion. Because he's been on a mad grind recently, taking part in a lot of weekly tourneys online, increasing his rating really fast, doing good in offline events as well, streaming a lot as well. If you want to go check out Annatonio, I think he's streaming currently, and has been streaming quite a lot recently. Let me see if I can figure out. I think it's just Annatonio, right? Should reveal us. Yeah, that's it. So if you want to go check Annatonio's perspective on the second matchup of the evening, it is definitely possible. And now, ready to face one of the toughest kinds of opponents imaginable. A character that is quite hard to get practice against in the form of Asuka tonight. And it's it's not a random Asuka either, none other than Strelitzia himself. And then our little sneak peek of the roster leads us to the intro event of the evening. Let me pull up the cards as well. It's gonna be a pot mirror. Another pot mirror too. I think we had one of these rather recently. Üther Potemkin and Uragon Potemkin. I think the pronunciation, I forgot to ask Uragon. Maybe that's the right way to pronounce it. Yeah, a mirror that is known to be pretty funky as far as mirror matches are considered. Historically in older Guilty Gear games, as well as how Potemkin functions in Strive as well, it's kind of hard to be the aggressor, or rather the initiator, if you will, since a lot of the time the Potemkin who chooses to sort of engage first can be at a disadvantage because of how the armor frames work. If you go for a move that is armored, of course the person who does the move last is going to be armoring through the opponent's move more often than not. So there's a little bit of RPS in terms of that, and a little bit of, game of cat and mouse. Can you afford to wait? Can you afford to let the opponent start pressure? This is Guilty Gear after all, so being on the driver's seat, landing normals on your opponent's face, especially as a grappler, is kind of tough stuff. Although Potemkin generally does not really I think, excel in the... or does excel in the, you know, close slash into strike throw, but even more so with his Oki tool, the Garuda Impact, which basically guard crushes you and forces you into guessing, and there's not much you can do about it. That's gonna be kind of like the go-to sort of tool to get to Potemkin's win condition, and it's the same in the mirror match as well. And I think we got the colors settled as well. So Üther is gonna be the red Potemkin, whereas Uragon's gonna rock the orange color. This intro gonna be in the VOD? Yes, is usually I'm gonna save the whole shebang from start to end. Alright, and yep, I think we are ready to rock it. 2 Potemkins, 2 grapplers. The match that I think this is kind of like a matchup that you either absolutely love or probably hate, and for different reasons, whether you're if you're the player or the spectator. Of course, mirror match can be a little hard to follow sometimes, and there's going to be a lot of junk flying around in this matchup as well. Potemkin, unlike in the past, has a lot of different kind of tools to engage the opponent from even further ranges. Like Slidehead is armored in this version of the game. The screen size is much smaller than in the past, so like there's only so far you can run away from your opponent. There we go, powering through the first cold slash here, Üther, and another one is of course very oh, here we go, fully charged. We run with a half a second reaction check, and another one. Oh my god, Üther swinging wild. Any of those Mega Fists, or sorry, not Mega Fists, those what's the new move called? Heat tackle, and again, look at that. Every one of those, if one of those is blocked, it's basically a close slash punish. Although I think, depending on the spacing, Potemkin himself might have to do some other tricks, because he does not have a traditional dash, so can't really fix his position. It's kind of gonna be where the other opponent is gonna land. Another heat tackle. It's kind of like interchangeable with Hammerfall, if you will, both, you know, different kinds of armoring moves. Speaking of the devil, hammer falling through and into a fully charged 5D should be the kill, for Uragon does not have the burst ready to go. Big cash out, no meter required, especially if the opponent gets hit by your armored move. Now, of course, the response to this usually is to play, you know, slow down your play and play a little more careful. Taking advantage of that careful booklet. So yeah, that was gonna be a punish, an immediate burst from Üther. Of course, you can get a close slash punish against that if you know, are on top of the RPS. We were a little short on the heat tackle from Uragon's side. Lands straight in front of Üther. Does have the resource advantage here in terms of burst. Again, look at that spacing. Üther taking a throw punish and playing that 30-second reaction check again. Uragon not wanting to take the damage. Straight into, oh, what's this mix-up to the other side? Has a little bit of a gap there. There we go, 5B. 5B is a slightly small punish. It is Potemkin's fastest move, so if you're in the mindset that, alright, I don't know how to get the punish, I just want to mash with something really fast and try to get something. Oh my goodness, powering through the jump D, and another super ready to be unleashed. Uragon doesn't have a choice but to respect it here. Able to absorb all of the hits, and then strike back. A little bit of a hiccup there, looked like, in terms of connection. Hopefully everything's gonna be alright though. Round start again with a heat tackle. But Gatling into the Garuda impact would be big if you can make your opponent respect it, but it does usually have a gap to do something through. This time Uragon standing up and pressing the frame advantage. However, Üther ready to swing with that big heat tackle once again over the far slash. Get me out of here. Oh no, never mind. The big hitbox of the Garuda impact actually preventing that heavily Potemkin buster going online. How did that heat tackle actually win? 1 round per opponent here. Uragon, of course, starting with the full burst. So full momentum breaker is available straight into Garuda Impact. I think that's the first time either one of the Potemkin players goes into the clean Garuda Oki. And again, yeah, Uragon definitely has this on point. Here we go. The basic RPS looking very good. Back in here, what you gonna do? Are you gonna press buttons? Jump over? Has so much meter as well. Anything? Yes, 6 heavy. The biggest damaging normal that you could play from that stagger. And 1-1. Right, I think the roles of the players are starting to settle in slowly. Üther, of course, a little bit more of a riskier play. Sort of banking on the pace and overwhelming the opponent with the amount of options. Uragon choosing to play a little more slow, if you will. Right, unleash the super, can't get through that. The 1 hit of armor ain't enough. This time it's Uragon who unleashes super to the other side. Oh, he's gonna collide with the super and get hard knocked down. Uragon is able to build a little bit of real estate. There we go. That's a heavier button. 2S is great as well. Should be a true punish, right? I think close slash is slightly faster. And the good spacing from Üther once again. Tends to seesaw between that distance where, tried to get a punish with a hammerfall, which is a little too slow in that situation. There we go, that's the spacing. This time Üther, instead of taking the normal throw, was trying to get the big nuts and get the Potemkin Buster in. Walk forward a little too many steps here. Second try on the Buster, RC as well. This will force a hard knockdown, or sorry, a hard break on the wall, which is gonna be enough for Üther. One of the only moves, the heat grab, or the heat knuckle rather, for Potemkin, very unique kind of move in Guilty Gear Strive, is hard-coded to break the wall if it makes contact. Slightly different than Pile Bunker, which always sticks the opponent to the wall if it's in the range. Garuda barely whiffing, trying to get a whiff punish with Heat Tuckle, which is a little too slow here. Here we go, being patient, hopping over the armored move. Here comes another one. Momentum burst. Ooh, okay, hello. I think Uragon was trying to do the super here, super PRC. I think if Uragon let that rock, that might have actually gotten the heat tackle out of the sky. Trade in Uther's favor. There's a lot of stagger out of that Garuda Impact. Yes, speaking of which, at that range you can basically get anything you want. You could go straight into Buster, because of course in Guilty Gear games you can throw out of a stagger counter hits. TG on the Garuda. Neutral trait here. Uther still standing on the first, or being the first one to stand up. Plus frames here. Tried to press something. Big 6 heavy. Even though there is no follow-up, that single 6 heavy is gonna do massive amount of damage. And sometimes, okay. Random anti-air with a close slash. Uther closing in. Another one. Too far away. Oh, and there's a block. Alright, I guess that's one way you can definitely do it. And wakes up with a heavenly Potemkin Buster. The neutral jump has been called out. There's definitely one way that, you know, historically grapplers like to set up their offense, go for a jump in. Grapplers generally tend to have really good jump in buttons as well. But it wasn't the true meaty, not a safe setup here, and Uragon recognizing, going for a reversal heavenly, snatching the opponent out of the sky. Backing off again, alright. Back throw is decent punish, putting the opponent in the corner, and this is the big cash out. No burst from Uragon this time. I mean, I guess Potemkin can take the damage. Only does around like less than 1/3 of your hit points. I'm getting a small hit here. Gold burst is online. What are we gonna do with that? We got an impact. We have a lot of options. Oh, both players are seeing. I didn't even see which was the Potemkin who did that. Did the heat tackle latest. I think it was The advantage was for Üther there, having inputted it second. Punish to K2D on the Hammerfall. Yeah, there we go. Uragon slows down, or rather delays the Hammerfall, not Hammerfall, the slide head slightly more, getting the best of the situation. Players trying to look for an opening. Oh, there we go. Exactly. It looks like it's exactly at the same time, but it is quite not. We have one mix-up here. I think it's like if you want to go for that particular mix-up, you have to like jump P between the mirror hits, which enables you to get just enough of a gap to be able to fit a Potemkin Buster in there. A really nasty mix-up. Oh, here we go with the reaction check again, and Üther. Players here have been going back-to-back, one for you, one for me, and Üther once again seems to be the player who gets the advantageous position here, but for how long? Ooh, with the Karabuster. It's an interesting read in the mirror match for sure. I think the Karabuster generally tends... Ooh, hello there! Recovering fast enough. Uragon getting into the Buster position. Gold Burst works really well against that. I mean, of course, any reversal would be pretty good when the opponent is basically in your face with Garuda Impact. The way to make 6k into a command grab, it is quite minus, but can be hard to challenge if you're not ready to mash your 5-framer. Right, he tackle once again, powering through, misses an input here with something too heavy, ends up missing, and Uragon getting out of there. There we go, Uragon with a delayed slide head. Ooh, that's a dangerous precision. Both armor moves there, slide head versus heat tackle. A heat tackle cannot hit low profiles very easily. Ooh, missing the Potemkin Buster input there. No matter, we still... No, we are not gonna get the wall break. And now Uragon with the plus frames misses the Kara Potemkin Buster. I think that was the idea here. Slide head, doing no damage, I believe. And there, with the perfect delay, Üther waits out the armor move. At that point, I think it doesn't matter which armor move it is. If it's slide head, if it's hammerfall, if it's heat tackle, as long as you use your own armored move out of those three after your opponent, it should give you the advantageous hit. Right, able to get into Garuda input. Oh, hello! White Wild Assault from that minus frame, or rather plus frame situation from Üther. But we're going for the quotation meaty grab. Uragon, however, on top of that RPS and jumping out. Oh, there's the classic Hammerfall PRC into Potemkin Buster. Very hard to defend against on reaction. Ooh, perfect clash there! And again, the Garuda Impact versus Heavenly Potemkin Buster. Heavenly cannot take air. The hitbox is too large on the upper portion of Potemkin to be able to get out before the input frames already expire. It's been getting better patch by patch, or rather in the latest patch, where it no longer, just gets beaten by everything. But of course, a very well-spaced disjointed move such as Garuda Impact is gonna be a problem. With a jump D, gets a hit, gets a counter hit, tries for another one. Üther ready to unleash. He tackled towards the corner, and God, they have so much meter as well. Take this. Can basically play any mix-up that they would have liked to. However, a little bit of a problem here. The Garuda the Guy Cantor actually prematurely breaks the wall. Uragon. Oh, nice whiff punish! Look at that whiff punish with a Garuda Impact. That is not a reaction whatsoever. That's a big fat hard read. For Garuda Impact has so much startup. Yet if you can manage to get it out, it does reach pretty far away and is like completely disjointed. So shouldn't be challenged by anything at least. Unless it's of course one of Potemkin's armor moves, which, as you might have figured out, are kind of common. Right, into the Buster. What next? with the mix-up. Tries to go for another Buster, but Uragon is ready with the RPS. Once again, high five in the air. There we go, jump over the hammer fall. No buttons after the 6K. Uragon ready to burst as well. Trying to get a little bit of a conversion there. Oh, straight into the corner, and there we go. Uragon with the close slash punish. Those are exactly the punches that you're looking for. I think Uragon might have been getting, might be getting a little more comfortable with the matchup. I tried to go for a throw there, and this should be it. Yes, for this round. I want to say, you know, doesn't matter which opponent, if we start seeing more of those close slash punishes, or even like Potemkin Buster punishes on missed or blocked heat tackles, that's gonna change the RPS quite a bit. That'll bound to make your opponent think about, all right, what is the risk here that I'm taking for landing such a small hit? I mean, it is a hard knockdown, and Potemkin is a grappler, so the value is definitely there. And Üther manages to scramble their way through to 6 points now. They went 2-2, and then Üther took a really fast sprint here, getting to 6-2 position from the dead even situation.
Mankind knew that they cannot change society.
I think Uragon still has all the possible keys to cracking this matchup. It just has to be, patient play, it has to be good execution. Getting those punishes especially, we know the opponent likes to swing hard. Case in point. Right, immediate burst by Üther. And the spacing once again, good for Üther. Checking with a fully charged 5D. 5D is such a sort of nice little tool in these rookie matches where you can actually score very... Oh, hello there! One hit confirmed from 6B into Heavenly. What's the hit confirmed? That's a nutty one. And just like that, Üther is suddenly on set point. Let's see, Uragon kind of low on the burst resources as well. It's the high five. Oh, but this time, heat tackle is kind of a funny tool, as it looks like the heat tackles clashing in the air does not depend on who fires the armor move first. There we go. Close slash, converting into Garuda impact. The jump in doesn't quite find the plus frames. Üther trying to go for the one-hit confirm again. Fast 1-2, breaking the armor of Uragon with the last hit point. Swinging wild, coming down. Uragon can't take any hits. Is this it? 2P is enough. Üther has cleared the Potemkin mirror. Went really even at the start, but then the high risk, fast play, kind of a play ended up triumphing. And another really great point was especially Üther had a really nice dance between being extremely risky and then just seesawing back and forth at neutral, waiting for that mistake from the opponent to happen. And I think most of the heat tackles that Üther managed to, most of the heat tackles from the opponent were kind of well spaced by Üther. In a way that you at least got a throw punish when the opponent lands like straight in front of you. Yeah, and speak of that, would be the first win on Bounty Hunters for Üther. Congratulations. That's how it goes. You play long enough, you start to enjoy that good old W. All right, next up, I think we have a good one coming up. Whew, like I said, this could be our main event of the evening, but the fellas wanted to play a little earlier, I believe. So here we go, Strelitzia versus Annatonio. Annatonio is such an interesting player at the moment. I would keep my, if you're following, any sort of, Finnish affiliated events, or even if you're watching like weekly Salties or what have you brackets, every time you see Annatonio, I would be very like interested in Annatonio's results. For recently, it's like he's so close. In my mind, he's like just a nudge away for being maybe like a tier 0 competitor in the Finnish scene. Of course, we have the big three that have been at the top of the food chain for a very long time in Finland: Rygand, Shady, as well as Solid. But Annatonio could potentially be a fourth one in the near future to challenge the status quo. You heard it here first, folks. Yours truly has also had the first-hand experience meeting Annatonio in both offline and online brackets, and you know it's kind of like that. You feel like, all right, I think I'm good. I think I'm okay with the Geo matchup. I think I'm just ready to go in and win this, and then it all falls apart, and Annatonio just dissects you really fast, and you're like, oh shucks, that wasn't close at all. All right, we have our Shadow Wizard in the lobby as well. Players are ready to rock it. Strelitzia, a deliverer of some of the most enjoyable matches we've had on Bounty Hunters. Of course, there's a little bit of a bias there from QK, as this character really warms my heart. Asuka, truly one of the most fun to watch characters. Probably even one of the most fun to play characters if you can control him. Here we go with a very aggressive start here. Strelitzia has his full hand ready to go. Sending the cube, 6B into a dog kick there. So the big RPS at neutral is gonna be, of course, the base level is you wanna press buttons into the cubes, but then what you cancel into depends from character to character, and some special cancels might be more dangerous than others. Get the mix up with the teleport. And a use of, what's the gate called again? God, it's been a while since I've casted Asuka and I forgot the name of the spells. Arpeggio, that's the one. And lots of utility in hand. That was the last, yeah. As soon as Strelitzia recognizes that all of their cards were basically non-usable in that situation, goes for the reshuffle super and picks up much better ammunition for the follow-up situations. Run straight into the cube. Good time to burst, probably. The more you let Strelitzia snowball with Asuka, it's kind of like, once the wizard starts shuffling their deck, it can be very easily over. So using your defensive resources while you still can be very important. I have only buffs in hand at the moment. Strelitzia gets counter hit by the enhanced spiral arrow. We got the air super. It's looking kind of good. Strelitzia is very close to getting mana broken. You can see the mana above his life bar here. There we go with the sprinkle and bang. Oh, Annatonio. That was not a true dial option select there for the PRC after a throw. I think Annatonio reacted to Strelitzia jumping out and still got the 6B plus. That is Giovanna's 6B. Nothing to do here but block, unleashing the big cube. The big cube is, of course, an excellent tool for holding the opponent steady and shuffling your deck, and or just comboing. Speaking of, this is a long combo. Not opting to open the arpeggio just yet. There we go. Chooses to spend the RC there as well. As we know, arpeggio is a very slow spell, so there definitely was an option for Annatonio. If Annatonio was looking at Strelitzia's hand, he could have discerned that, alright, you don't have any fast attack spells here, so your only option is to try to either swing with normals or risk it and open the gates. Use the arpeggio, which is a very slow startup, in which case I could actually go in and just strike you. And Strelitzia did cast the arpeggio in the end, but did combine it with backwards momentum RC. We go, big guard crush leading into plus frame situation. This is a premium strike throw. Big strike coming in. Asuka going immediately for the burst, but this is a problem now. Has to fight through and recharge the mana. Strelitzia manages to do so. We got the cards as well, and the black hole staff is on point. We have activated the buffs as well. I think auto refill, or rather auto bookmark, is the only buff that Strelitzia is missing at the moment. Yep, only 2 teleports in hand. Shuffle. We got the Arpeggio, which is the grandfather of all Asuka mix-ups. And this is that the repulsive rod? So this is not the rod that usually wanna use in test case 3. Ooh, goes for a 6B, but Annatonio that time went low. Oh, and coming down with the, what is that button? Is that jump K? I think the little, like, the card circles are usually K buttons. That's like a button I haven't seen Asuka players use very often. Unleashing all hell. Look at that, the step dash straight into the opponent's guard. FD is good, able to push Annatonio out, but the spiral arrow fixes the position back in there. Deflect shield is kind of good in that situation. Gotta be very careful when you play that deflect shield against the empowered spiral arrow, because if you play it against the spiral arrow itself, it is still so plus for Giovanna that Gio usually has time to dash in. YRC, who goes to the other side, completely avoiding the cubes, being low profile enough. Here comes Annatonio. Stro is what starts it. Get plus frames, check the low. Strelitzia staying tight. Swings. Annatonio misses the initial whip punish. Oh, the mix-up from the backdash! Is that enough? Yes, indeed, Annatonio burning the meter at the best possible situation. If that wasn't the kill, it would have probably been a strategical mistake, but Annatonio knew exactly how much damage that mix-up is gonna do. And that was the time to use all of your resources and play it for the win. Now, Strelitzia has started this round really well, goes for a teleport mix-up. Annatonio initially blocks. We have another one of these coming. Here we go. Oh, mixes it up with the 5D tap. Asuka, of course, one of the few characters who can go for the tap 5D and still live to tell the tale, even if it's blocked. Lots of buffs here. Bitshift is the only offensive card, however, that is exactly what Strelitzia was gonna cast in that situation. If it was any other cast, Annatonio could have pounced in. But of course, being an elder wizard, realizes that that was the card that he absolutely needed to cast in that situation. Got the knockdown here. The hand is a little clunky at the moment. Only close range spells, able to draw one basic cube. There we go. This looks much better. Black hole cube, or rather back hole stuff, is online. And this is so nasty. Gets a teleport mix up there. Not a clean hit though. That was probably not the hit that Strelitzia was looking for, but the situation afterwards is very good. In terms of at least the screen position and the frame advantage. Strelitzia was running a little low on mana there, but these are the kind of risks that you take. If you know that the opponent can't do much about it, then going low mana is okay, because you know the round is going to be over pretty fast anyway. Right, teleport doesn't take Strelitzia behind, so this is a frontside mix-up. Over the gates again, into a low. Gets a very basic high-low mix-up there. Usually the kind of mix-up that is into an empty low or a air backdash overhead. And Strelitzia looking strong. The control when Strelitzia gets the ball running, it's immense. Annatonio, however, the times that Annatonio has been able to get into Strelitzia's guard have been very, very successful. But the first initial step, how to get there, because once this happens, it is kind of hard to get in. Casts a right spell once again, Screamer, completely controlling the space here. And now we got the buffs. Only thing that we're missing here, I think, is... Oh, actually, Strelitzia didn't have the auto refill here, so not the full trinity of combos or spells. Good save here. However, the spiral arrow drills through the cubes for a very, very long time. Stays active for ages. Use the 50 burst here. Again, the purple RC option select-ish. Or perhaps a reaction. It's been so late that it kind of looks like Annatonio is just reacting. If the opponent is ready to jump out of the throw, just DRC and then play my fast normals afterwards. There's the 5 heavy. Oh, I didn't even notice it. Started the round with a DP spell and go straight into it. Lots of value from the big cube. We have Arpeggio, mixes it up! Even if your back is against the corner, there is always crevice for the wizard. Lots of offensive spells, bit shift. Comboing into the big cube. It's probably in Annatonio's best interest to not burst here, for he is sitting on a round lead. Bursting in this situation would certainly be a strategical mistake. Right, gets a full refill there. We have really good spells. The big cube. Unleash it. Yeah, Annatonio knew. If Annatonio lets Strelitzia cycle there, it could be over, so goes for the gold burst. Even so, Strelitzia still in a very nice position, goes for the 6k, which is a low. We got that nice inbuilt mix-up between 6k and 6 heavy, low and a high. Even if you don't have any spells to unleash. Speaking of the spells, we have very few attack spells. Can we go over? Under? Goes... At least they save. But Strelitzia comes down with the jump, the massive hitbox on that. From a very spaced distance as well. So... Yeah, I wonder if even like DP from Giovanna would have been able to anti-air that at that point of the hitbox. Right, once again, very nice start. Whenever you start with a card that instantly draws back your hand, it's really nice move to just fast cast 3 spells, go into test case 3. If you land at the hit, then you're kind of set for a victory because you draw 4 cards from test case 3, and some of those are bound to be the best that you can, you know, hope for from your spell repertoire. Right, shopping. We have the buffs. Only 1 attack spell though. And I think the rod is a repulsive rod, which is the one that you don't usually want to cast. This is tough. We don't have any fast attack spells. We have a really nice hand if we were pressuring here. Does Zigget cast it? And Annatonio kind of noticed and tried to press in. But the Arpeggio opens from overhead way too fast still. It is one strategy to, when you don't have any attack spells, standard attack spells on the ground, you jump up very high and open Arpeggio and pray that the opponent doesn't get in there so that you get some spell coverage. Speaking of coverage, yeah, can't use either of these spells. These are slow, these are good for pressure, and that's exactly what Strelitzia got there. Threw up the black hole stuff as well. There's nothing that Annatonio can do here other than go for the full burst. But perhaps, there we go, there's the gold burst. Tries to swing, but Strelitzia just in the nick of time, able to release that that normal cube. Through the wall we go. Full burst for, rather full... the mix-up. I was about to say full tension gauge for Annatonio, so there was definitely a super RC option. But guess what? Strelitzia probably knew that and played the cross-up mix-up instead. If you try to input the super here, there's a huge chance that you actually miss it and input it into the wrong direction unless you're taking into account, you know, where Asuka could be on Wake Up if he's holding onto that teleport card. Right, Guard Crush again. Looking pretty basic stuff. Another one, this time lands the big strike. Strelitzia trying to break the momentum here. Very close to getting mana broken as well. There goes the pop. And no reason to burst here. This would be what we call in the industry a losing proposition if Strelitzia would have bursted there. But both players have been playing the burst metagame very smartly so far. Oh my god, that's so fast! From the other side of the screen. With the accelerating momentum going into the better staff here. Black hole staff. Who tried to drill all of the cubes with the spiral arrow, which kinda did its job. But then on the recovery, I think Strelitzia coming down and punishing it. Starting with a basic cast again. Discarding the staff, I think, for it's one of the more useless ones. Here we go. We could use a little shuffle here or more mana. Ooh, misses the input on the super, I believe. So now Annatonio with a small chance here. What are we shopping for? We take the bit shift level 5 times 2. That's a lot of junk that Strelitzia can use the shuffle. 6k is blocked, but then this hit after that. Annatonio finds a hit, but immediate burst by... Oh, what's gonna happen here? I think this is... It's too fast. It's the yellow cube. I think the yellow cube is the fastest one, right? So Spiral Arrow has no time to go active, and this is checkmate. Nothing Annatonio can do. Tried to avoid the chip damage as well as possible, but eventually you do run out of resources, ran out of mana there, and there wasn't even, sorry, ran out of tension, and there wasn't even burst for deflect shield. Nor that it would do much when, you know, the wizard is just casting spells in your face. It doesn't matter where I am on the screen. Again, the basic cube lands on Annatonio. Before the Spiral Arrow goes online, one way to combat that is, of course, going for a strike before the Spiral Arrow. So you could, for example, 6p. Oh my god! Blocks both of the left rights here, Annatonio. Plus frames. Jump over, just barely managed to avoid the far slash of Giovanna's. Oh, nice guess, jumps out, and this is gonna be a big damage combo. Could be very close to even breaking the... Oh, okay. Since Annatonio didn't have the resources to break the wall, dropped the combo and played it even better. 6p, would that trade? It does trade, but in Strelitzia's favor. Uses the health to draw more mana. Strelitzia can't take any hits here, but the prospects of him taking anything very low. YRC is close enough. That was really nice. Spacing there by Annatonio. Tries to find a hit, but the back dash is there. We go, finally. The forward dash, step dash into 5k. Finally gets to use that. The most standard tool that you could ever find in Giovanna's toolkit. But this wizard being such a weird character, preventing Annatonio from unleashing the full potential, the usual potential of his character Giovanna. Once again, just one backdashing out of all of the strikes. Strelitzia is dancing around like Michael Jackson, 6 heavy overhead. And now we shuffle. Finds the hit here. Annatonio is really close to the burst. Finds the jump in. Spends one burst. Oh my goodness, presses the button. And that red wild assault ended up doing absolutely nothing for Annatonio. In fact, gotten him punished. Right, reads the DP, round start. We have a decently big punish. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. If you deflect shield that empowered Spiral Arrow, Gio actually has enough frame advantage to just dash in on you again. And looking good for Annatonio. We have been able to drain some of the resources from Strelitzia, so the full blue burst is still quite far away. Go-to is the deflect shield, pushing the opponent away, but completely empty hand here and getting punished on the whiff. Mana shield goes pop, and pop goes to wall as well. This is Annatonio's chance to get on board. There's like almost nothing Strelitzia do, yet he jumps out. Did he press? Oh my god, look at that chip damage! Anything! If he doesn't FD block any of the specials, he's done for. He's going for the best possible cards imaginable. Arpeggio, plays the 5D tap. Annatonio is in the air, doesn't have to block the right way. The Spiral Arrow, too slow on startup. Overhead blocks. Annatonio is blocking like crazy, but we need one hit. Where's the hit come from? 2D, whiff punish, there we go! It's really, really hard to whiff punish that 2D from Asuka. That is a very, very fast recovery move. But if there is a character who can whiff punish that, it is probably the queen of whiff punishes herself, Giovanna. And Annatonio, with a great whiff punish, finally getting on board. To the other side, big hit, yeah, understandable. That's a lot of damage coming in, so let's say it goes for a very early burst here. Tries to go under, doesn't quite manage to. DP card in hand. Only garbage in hand at the moment, but the black hole staff kind of making it hard for Annatonio to move around. There we go with the whiff punish again. Did you see that? How many times, chat? How many times have you whiff punished an Asuka 2D? Be really honest with me here. That is not the easiest thing in the world to do. And again, DP card is in hand, works out. This could be a momentum reversal. Strelitzia searching for the hit, the right hits. Super is gonna go through, and I think, yeah, Strelitzia has to cancel that. If he doesn't RC here, it's Jover. But now with a good position, running kind of low on mana once again, standing up to block the overhead 6 heavy, but Annatonio, it reaches the 6P Gaming Annatonio, somehow alive. Exactly what Doctor ordered. Now, big counter hit as well. Once again, Strelitzia going for the very early burst. Has the best pressure spells here. This will allow Strelitzia to shuffle the deck. Got big cube, yep, nothing to do but to take the mix up here. Annatonio, the further this set has progressed, Annatonio has been blocking those overheads and those left rights better and better. But it is kind of tough, like you can only block so much. And there we go. Now, the good news for Annatonio is that Strelitzia is under 50 bursts, while Annatonio has complete full burst ready to go. Casting the whole hand. Again, the raw spiral arrow is like it's only so here for going through the volleys of cubes this set. Again, runs straight headspace into it. The shuffle super initially not paying off because I think Strelitzia ran actually out of mana here during that sequence. Can't get the hard knockdown, but any hit is gonna be the bane of Annatonio here. 6P, I lied, that was not enough, but runs straight into the cube. That was a really hard position for Annatonio, for if you stay there, you are doomed. If you let the wizard cast, you are doomed. So somehow you need to get rid of that big cube and those small cubes that are coming, and then also get into the guard of Asuka. But alas, that was a little too much of a tall order there. Nevertheless, not only the round that Annatonio took, there were so many good rounds there. Annatonio was very, very close. It's like a very thin line when you're playing against Asuka. It's like, perhaps Asuka has a lot of health, perhaps Asuka has a lot of good cards, perhaps Asuka has this and that, but you know, one good RPS choice when Asuka is low mana, has the wrong cards, is all that it takes. It's always so close when it comes to that matchup. Alright, time to take a little bit of a breather. What do you mean I'm a big Asuka fan? It's the worst setup for QK when you have such a fun player and such a fun character as Strelitzia Asuka, and then you have like one of your boys from Finland is like, I don't know who's gonna win, but it's gonna be it's gonna be such a good match every time. But next one is gonna be another Norwegian player. It's the 11th alive Bridget. Gonna go up against Hikari Nagoriyuki this time around. Now, shout out to Hikari, who's had a little bit of a rough time with Strive as of recent. I think many of us can sympathize if you've been a long time fighting game player, or just, you know, overall long time video game, competitive game player. It gets rough sometimes. It's, you know, you need the, the motivation to keep on grinding, the motivation to keep on playing, even during the darkest of hours of your competitive gaming journey. And I think Hikari has probably hit a couple of those dark places as of recent, but here's to hoping it is still gonna be a good match. Bridget versus Nago. I kinda wanted to check how many Bridget versus Nagos have we had as of recent. There was Dragon versus Life. There was also, I think there was another one as well. Maybe it was just that one. Either way, we've had so much Bridget recently. It's very understandable. The character is kinda, you know, the kind of a long-time Guilty Gear favorite. A lot of players love Bridget. But also in terms of Strive meta, she's been pretty good. Now, of course, against Nagoriyuki, Nago is always that character that starts the round with perhaps maximum potential, meaning that all of his blood is open. And Nagoriyuki is all about those really super powerful special moves that can skip you from the other side of the screen to the other. Very hard to control, even for a, you know, kind of part zoning-ish characters like Bridget. While Nagoriyuki has blood open, you have to really worry about that big Beyblade, maybe even Fukyo forward Beyblade, maybe even clone Fukyo. There's a lot of things that can just erase your projectiles or just reach you really fast. Alright, so 11th starting with the 2S, which is the remedy to the problem that is the high-profile pokes such as 6P. You got it played there. Better set up. There we go. Perfect timing. Into far slash. We wanna convert. Go to the wall break. The last of the sequence is gonna stick, and the biggest possible cash out without 50 meter. 6 heavy. Choosing to break the momentum of Hikari's here, but Hikari has so many resources. Full blood open, 50 tension, and full burst. It's gonna be a tough one. And 11, yeah, that's a really good burst spot. Waiting enough so that yo-yo twirl goes to the other side, sends 11th into the corner, and that's certainly, like, even though you had the advantage there, I definitely give my blessing to using burst like that. If you can especially guarantee the opponent being bursted into the corner, that's kind of just a safe play overall. There was a chance that 11th might have run it back with the set play. Right, they should still reach and break the wall. Big hits. The lower the opponent is to the ground, the more hits you're gonna get from that little Roger there comboing with you. In that super, we going into it again. But Nago, low on blood, has a pretty high defensive modifier still. Safe jump, finds its mark. Ooh, jump gate hit from the other side. Can't do much here, have to just cancel into FD. 11th building a lot, or burning a lot of resources in order to try to keep Hikari in a block string. Or slash, it's gonna stick, yes indeed. Has to take the soft knockdown again. So this is a little tough spot for Hikari, but with the level 1 block 2S actually reaches far enough, or rather should we say, reaches fast enough. I think the 2S range stays the same, but according to your blood levels, the startup gets faster and faster. Right, Yo-Yo is set. Nice timing on the jump, jumps out, so the Yo-Yo coming back is not gonna lock us down. Neutral trade here, another one. But 11 finally finding themselves in a spacing where we no longer get trades. Waiting perfectly, the timing when the Yo-Yo comes back. DP, that's not a safe jump setup, says 11th. There's so much meter on Hikari's side though, but we're gonna use it for. We're saving it for now, plus 10 from the YRC, and then into the mix. Ooh, no FD cancel for Hikari. And 11th just turns another DP there after the clash. We can afford to burn meter. Are we gonna go into Samurai Mix? Oh no! Is that gonna cause a pop? No, not quite. And a 2 heavy. Yes, indeed. I like that. The patience from Hikari choosing to... Wait, that definitely wasn't the first game, was it? Did I think I forgot to put a point on somebody's... Was it 11th who got the first round? Maybe somebody can tell me. I'm pretty sure that was the second game, right? But I was so into it. All right, 2S again. Calling out the round start 6P. Of course, the 6P makes a lot of sense for... You could start with far slash or, you know, one of your other far-reaching pokes. I'm actually not quite sure how the round start does go. I think Bridget's 2S is slightly on the slower side of buttons, so I'm not sure how that fares against Nago's 2S. Alright, cash out here. 11th breaking the wall, and gotta be careful, we're going for the safe jump. Finds a mark again, multi-hitting jump slash. Look at that! The kickstart, the purple RC completely skips over the clone, and I think the purple RC also erasing Hikari's inputs there, so no clone, or rather no Hukyo could have been inputted after the clone. What is that? Interaction of a century. Finds a hit. The mix-ups have been hitting pretty decently for 11th. Let's see what we can get here. That's not tight, so Hikari able to jump out, and then back throw. This could be big. Choosing to not take the -2 from the 6 heavy. Oh, look at that. Why are you pressing buttons, though? 6 heavy completely disjointed. And playing it completely DP safe. Backdash, play the clone, check what they're doing. If it's just a DP, well, clone is just gonna cleave it. Now 50 burst, pushing Hikari into the corner, trying to find... Oh, okay, nice reaction there. Goes for shoot, which is more of a, like not really an anti-air option, but definitely an option to claw the opponent out of the sky. With punish, doesn't quite get there with the yo-yo throw fast enough. Passive yo-yos and oh, I like that. Countering the 2 heavy, the reaction anti-air with a Roger super, which is one of the things that you can do for certain. Alright. -2. But the RPS is kind of hard. It's kind of very... Ooh, we're fixing the plot situation here as well. And that's a comeback! Hikari! Looking very, very bleak there. Was on basically their last hit points. Yet able to find and reverse the situation. That back throw. That ever so long-reaching back throw. Able to make all sorts of comebacks happen for our samurai here. Alright, this situation again. A little late. Oh, hello? I think grabbed 11th out of the last airborne frame, perhaps? Which is a thing in Guilty Gear, believe it or not. It's one of the more funkier mechanics, but certainly something that you can do. Switching sides, Hikari scoring a lot of real estate here with this one. 11th, not wanting to give up the momentum or the position. Hikari is kind of high blood and taking a lot of damage here as well. What can we do with 50? Nothing this time around. Back dash into... Oh, I think that's a variation on the back Fukyo Beyblade, which is usually the go-to. I will beat all and every of your round start normal options. Can only be beaten by, you know, far-reaching special moves that reach forward really fast. To be into basic flow / pressure, able to get the throw in there. The bite, the ever so important. We're going into the samurai mix. Oh, and the mix is a throw! Of course you're gonna think that it's the full samurai mix with the highs and lows. No throws, because, you know, the throw wasn't really required there. You had so much blood open for Hikari. But Hikari using that exact information against 11. Right, hard knockdown, safe jumping in once again. The safe jumps, or the, like, I'm not sure if that's a safe jump even. I think you can make that a safe jump. I mean, it's a safe jump against Nago, right? Even though Nago has a 9 frame 6B, right? Some worse safe jumps will actually get beaten by 9 frame 6B. Wait, no, Nago's 9 frame. Nago's 6B is not 9 frames. Not by a long shot.
Mankind knew that they cannot change.
But it's slightly weird 6B though, because some safe jumps just can't fare against that either. Right, -2. Tries to swipe the air. Too heavy. Don't you go anywhere. Oh, the back Fukyo's 2S. Lots of disjoint. Able to bait the Starship from 11. Skipping into the pressure. What next? Set up the yo-yo. Hikari says, fuck your setup, I'm gonna go forward. Clone Fukyo. The downside of the Clone Fukyo is, though, it costs a lot of blood. Gotta be very careful here. Hikari very close to pop in, trying to drain as much blood as possible using the 6 heavies. Oh, right, able to FD block. Trying to press something on the landing, though. Lots of landing frames there when you get hit by something in the air. Has enough blood open for at least one special move. YRC, what are we gonna do? Close slash, you were not blocking there, mister. Ah, but the setup. Alright, set up the yo-yo again. This is gonna produce hitbox on the way back, and once again, Hikari ready to jump out with a timing that aligns with, or rather, doesn't align with the yo-yo so that you can avoid it. Avoid the lockdown. Ooh, critical miss on the close slash there. Immediately into the DP. I want this momentum back. Using the burst as well. 11th has been very active for spending the burst resources as well aggressively, not wanting to get into the situation in the first place where you get pressured, where you might need your burst, and that makes a lot of sense being the archetype of character that Bridget is. But here comes the big cash out, not a hard knockdown, and not a whole lot of life to spend. Has to FD here. I think that was a punish, right? No punish text, but perhaps. Nevertheless, kind of a tough situation there when you don't have any life to play with, because you are one of those characters who, as a Nagoriyuki, you're a character with technically mobility issues, so you're sometimes looking to take at least a little bit damage on the way in. And you're looking to use that massive defense modifier to maybe tank hits and then trade for better hits of your own. Clone Fukyo once again. But the setup yo-yo comes back after the missed Clone Fukyo once again. Preventing Hikari from going anywhere. Jump would be something that we can do here. Finds the super jump. The super jump is of course the only type of jump that Nago can afford to do, because the normal jump wouldn't really do much, right? Ooh, with the mix-up. Only got that. Missed the meaty. Going for the DP once again. Immediately after the opponent gets momentum. Hikari waiting for the DP. This time, not to come. We can burn. Oh, slice him. That's a lot of chip damage as well. As you know, the sword normals from Nagoriyuki not only drain blood, but cost chip damage, which is a nasty, nasty feature. And 6 heavy is some of the perhaps nastiest, you know, round enders in terms of playing chip setups. Even though it's -2, it's only -2. No reaction there. It looked like 11th missed some sort of a mix-up there. Staying tight, blocking overhead, but then into the low. Ooh, looks like 11th kind of missed a button there, and the too heavy anti-air from Hikari is too slow to come out. 11th gets there in time, break the wall. But now we still have strategical amount of hit points for Hikari and a lot of resources. Yeah, we're bursting here. I would burst here as well. Still a lot of blood. Tap, 5D, no RCs. To the other side. YRC is an option, but we need Bridget to be relatively close to be able to reach with that yellow explosion. We have acquired 50-meter, burst it immediately into the Kickstart My Heart RC mix-up. An excellent way to skip neutral for Bridget. Oh my god, look at that! The ground bounce! Oh, he is him! Doing a massive combo, Hikari smashing the opponent back and forth, but not getting the optimal follow-up there afterwards. 11th has found themselves in 50-meter and 50 bursts. And now let's see if Hikari can, this time, able to protect themselves successfully. However, wait! That burst was perfect! Vacuuming 11th into the corner. There's no chance but to burst back. 11th here realizes the risk that Nagoriyuki poses in that position. Smash 2 PP, no hit confirmed. No, oh, we have the blood. Pushed out of the corner. Do we have a follow-up? 2 Fukyos, but too far. DP gets the better of Hikari this time. Anybody's game still. Lots of blood available. Here comes the normal jump. And the mix-up. YRC is baited, but where's the button? Where is the button? That was max range of YRC. Maybe, just maybe 11th was like, are any of my buttons gonna connect here? Because you have to worry about, like, if you don't have a button that is 10 frames or faster for reaching the opponent, then the opponent technically has an opportunity to churn out a reversal. And I think Hikari might have had 50-meter there. Go, lots of, oh nice this time. Checks the forward Fukyo, but didn't check the blood. Oh, let's see. No, not going for the reversal super or 6P or anything of that kind. Hikari just waiting patiently, taking their turn through the YRC, which has been a very common theme here for Hikari. Checkmate? No! From the -3, Beyblade on block, no cancel, and thus the 11 from that back throw, saying I can do this shit too. You've been doing this back throw incident back and forth. My time. Not good trading into, ooh, perfect spacing, catches the throw attempt there. Perfectly placed 2S. Wow, are these footsies? Hikari, even though a lot of these trades, these have been in favor of Nagoriyuki so far. Clone Fukyo, forcing through all of that. 2P was mashing the DP, and the DP comes out. Whips. Are we gonna through? Of course we're gonna go through with the White Wild Assault. The one tool to rule over the, you know, the go-to, the comfortability super of Bridget's. No Fukyo forward here, so oh, okay. 2K a little too far here. 11 playing it as a spacing trap of sorts, and now ready to break it off the wall. But look at this, a lot of resources available for Hikari. Again, gets hit by the initial safe jump, however, no hit confirmed from 11. 11 has been extremely good at pushing his advantage of, like, just, you know, any hits. Like, make the land anything, any normal on the opponent, burn resources, get in there, force them into a mix-up situation. Enforce the set play as much as possible. I think this, like, it's either like 11th 4 points or 3 even. I'm not super sure, but at least the players know the score, right? So in the end, if it ends abruptly, we know that the TO made a mistake once again. Twirling over that 2S from Nago. Ah, but a good RPS there from 6P, and the disjoint completely disjointing over the DP from Bridget. Super jump to the other side, escaping, setting it up again. There's not a whole lot that you can really do against Bridget sending that, you know, yo-yo to set it up. Oh, back turn incident, -2. Are we pressing? No, we're not. Hikari being very patient. 6. Oh, I think that was too heavy. Way too slow to activate. I mean, nothing is going to be able to activate against the Bridget super, or rather the Roger super generally. Ooh, and a nice hit confirm as well. Fighting tooth and nail for the advantageous position. Once again, the delayed question mark 2S, taking the best of the Vampire 5K on the round start. And now, try to swing a 6P, but a kickstart my heart, getting there a little bit too fast. Soft knockdown. If 11th can get in the guard of Hikari, it would be really big. Oh, on the other hand, this is massive for Hikari. Now, 11th won't be able to build back to, or won't be able to sort of shuffle the resources, or cycle the resources is the right word to use. Oh, it's gonna whiff. 11th back in there, play it again. 100 meter. We got even more in the form of Blue Wild Assault if we can make Nagoriyuki block some normals. Jump K, not quite a conversion, going under with a 2K, back turn incident, are we gonna burst? We have to. Senses the danger, super jump, no anti-air, here comes Hikari, Samurai Mix, are we gonna block? He blocks, oh, but he jumps, no! Checkmate! I think Hikari could, or rather, 11th could have still tried to FD to avoid the chip kill, but again, a slight mistake on recognizing the opponent's resources, namely the fully stacked blood bar. Safe low. Nice spacing trap again. Staying at a spacing where Nagoriyuki just can't press his best buttons. I think like the best Abare range for Nago would be like when you are outside of other characters' K and P ranges, but then your 5K hits instead. Again, kickstart my heart, goes under, 6p, misses the meaty setup there, giving Hikari a far slash. Immediate burst from 11th. Wants to keep Hikari in the corner. This has been generally the gameplay that 11th wants to enforce. Don't let the opponent play. That is the go-to. That is the way that 11th has chosen to tackle this matchup. But eventually, oh, misses the meaty here. Back in the corner. 11th didn't have to even work for this one. Didn't have to spend resources. Hikari is, however, pushing far enough away so that clone can go active. Nice combination of resources spent. Has to take the soft knockdown once again. Lots of damage from the 6 heavy, however. 11th. Ooh, that's gonna call out the Beyblade. Lots of blood is available. Jump to the other side. Nice bait once again. Back Fukio, my beloved. Used to be able to evade it all. YRC, bursts, DPs. But nowadays only baits YRCs and DPs. Thank God. Ooh, that was a fully charged White Wild Assault. That means it's gonna go into the combo. And Hikari is holding it. Knew that the burst was gonna come out. 11's time to try to steal it back. Let's see how much damage we can do. Frame trap from Kickstart My Heart. Setting it up, sets it up. Not properly, it looks like. Hikari staying very patient here. A little lack of resources here. But unfortunately cancelled that 6 heavy. I think if that 6 heavy was not cancelled into anything, could have punished the Starship here from 11th. Very close to full resources for Hikari. Spent a lot of blood. And could it also be a kill? Is it? Not quite. 6 heavy should drain enough blood for Hikari to be okay here. And I think that White Wild Assault was plus there. Generally -3 on this patch, but if you connect, if you make the opponent block it airborne, it's gonna produce plus frames for you, right? So a really nice position for Hikari to checkmate it. Missing with the jump B providing not enough frame advantage to go off of. Ah, it's a big counter rate, yeah. If you want to fight for this round, it was probably a burst that had to happen. But now, because Hikari is back in there. Close slash, samurai mix. Oh, okay. Hikari has played the same sequence. Close slash, no, 2S is good, okay. Good as well, I guess. Has to block this. Mix up to the other side, misses the air throw. Overhead into low, what's next? Go overhead into close slash, try to reset. Acquiring more resources, missed the combo! Here's a chance for Hikari. Clone Fukyo kinda gets in there. Dangerous trade zone, no player wants to trade here. Oh, the snipe! That was against 2S, wasn't it? So the trade-off here is, of course, for neutral game, you always want to set up the yo-yo, but if you can set it up by doing the passive one, the yo-yo set instead of the yo-yo toss, you would always love to do that. Back throw. Yeah, 2S is so good, even after those -2 from 6 heavy. Kind of high up blood here, managed the backdash. RC, yes indeed, give me more blood. 2 times far slash slash. The last hit of the far slash 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 sequence is the one that drains a lot of blood back, as you can see, as the blood pressure relieves on Hikari's blood bar. Missing the 5 heavy, being way too minus there on the landing, prompting a burr. Ooh, goes under. Hello? 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 Looking like we have some sort of connection issues here. Maybe kickstart. Good super. Maybe. No? Please, Gaben. Don't give us a bad game. Help! Send help! Maybe stabilized? Saved? But the resource advantage in terms of tension is going in Hikari's side. Immediate burst from 11th. Doesn't want Hikari to use any of that for a very good reason. For 11th was so low on health. Wanted to end it right here. But maybe I don't want to say impatience, because that was a good chance to, actually make it work. Back throw. Oh no, the reason why you see so much back throw against Nagos, especially in this game, is because Nagos has the furthest throw range of any character in this game. I mean, technically the same throw range as Potemkin, but Potemkin tends to, you know, use Buster a lot, so you don't see that many throws. Right through the wall. We have almost full bursts. 11th has to be careful! Look at that range! Perfectly placed! Here comes Hikari, burning those resources through the wall. Both players very close to their blue bursts. Oh, it's gonna homing. Able to recover out of that wild assault fast enough. Tried to press again against the frame trap. That is kickstart my heart. This won't kill. Nago is too heavy of a character for that. And 100 meter. What's it gonna be? Waiting. Plus 10. And then you're not blocking on wake up. The 2S lands. YRC wasn't baited. However, the move that Hikari went for was slower than 10 frames. Good 6B out of the yo-yo twirl. Mind the position. Oh, that's very nice spacing here, making it relatively even, or maybe even plus for Bridget. Burn the blood! Perfect! Waiting for the moment that clone Fukyo, I think went through. That was an aggressive yo-yo, right? That was a yo-yo toss, right? And the clone just absorbed the hits, right? I'm not sure if I saw it correctly, but I think that's how the interaction works. With the massive amount of blood that you spend, that's basically half of your blood resources that you use on that clone Fukyo. It is very costly, so it's understandable that it is gonna do a lot of things for you. It's one of those, you know, I'm gonna spend half of my resource and I'm gonna go in. And unless the opponent is like in a very precarious position in the air, it's usually gonna find its mark as well. Now spend the 50 burst here for a mix-up. Hikari stabilizing it back to neutral. Fox, that's not quite reaching in that situation. And now we're gonna get mixed overhead. Oh, F Shiki! And Hikari blocked that as well. I think it was the first F Shiki that we saw during the whole set. Yeah, there we go. Draining the hit out of that yo-yo toss once again. This is probably gonna kill because Hikari is so high on blood. Yeah. And even getting a stray wall stick, unstick and restick there in the middle of the super. Oh, hello, where are we going? Happy to take the very neutral situation, not chasing with the Fukyo afterwards. Neutral trade. I didn't get that. I think wanted to get the Fukyo there as well and then press close slash, but didn't quite get the input out. Oh, it's gonna find its mark. Force. Oh, no, never mind. Not forcing Hikari to block. They find a 2K there on the landing. And a back turn. 6 heavy once again, covering the DP option as well, if that was what 11 wanted to play. Oh! We're alive still. 1 hit. Look at that! Full screen, 5 heavy. What are you pressing buttons for? The one situation where it's kind of dangerous for even Bridget to press anything. Close slash counter hit, got the punish still. Uh-oh, back turn incident. Let's see what we can do with this. Both players having the same problem here and there. Jump gate, landing as a jump in. Here we go. We got lots of blood to mix up with. Clone Fukyo, spent half of it. Jump gate once again. I get the combo this time. That's gonna be a kill. Yo, the pickup from Jump K. Securing the set win for Hikari. I'm not sure if it was 3-7 or 4-7, but you know, very nice back and forth and a really nice conversion there at the end. Picks it up perfectly, has all the resources, recognizes that I have the tools to end it here and doesn't go for a drop. Who would go for a drop? Just go for a kill instead. Pretty straightforward. Really well played from both players. Oh man, his bounty hunters is actually freaking lit tonight. What do we got next? Yeah. Another really cool matchup. It's been such a long while since we've seen Rijeka, and it's been such a long time since we've seen Milia either. 2 really rather rare characters, Milia and Faust. Have I even watched this matchup ever in my life? I don't know. Maybe? A solid maybe? So the premise is probably going to be good mobility for Emilia. Tends to be kind of tricky for Faust to deal with. Faust would love to control the screen with a combination of course, good items, but also solid normals. The thing in Strive is that the faster your opponent is, the better neutral they have, the faster they can cover ground, the less you're gonna get to throw items, and the less options or less chances you have to throw that big jackpot that would potentially let you neutral skip, get into a mixing position, and then get into a killing position as well. And even more trickier is that Milia has multiple different trajectories where she can approach from. She doesn't necessarily have to go fast on the ground, even though she is definitely capable of doing it. Probably one of the, is it like the third fastest run in the game? After Chip and Install ABBA. Good buttons to combine with that. 9-frame far slash. Excellent 2K. Definitely has the tools to play footsies. But it also happens to be that Milia is one of the best characters RPSing from the air. We got double air dash. We've got kind of triple air dash in the form of Capel. You could count Capel like an extra air dash option of sorts. Able to bait anti-airs. Good buttons to come down with. Jump heavy, one of the best buttons. One of the hardest buttons to anti-air. Let's see what this kind of, names. Let's see what kind of match these kind of tools are gonna build here. Neutral jump, immediately go for that jump heavy, and a jump heavy from backwards, or rather from behind. Recognizes that the only way to get pressure there after the blocked mix was to spend the meter. YRC, the Afro is lit. Rijeka manages to block it in air. That's probably one of the best positions where you could take that hit, or rather that block on the exploding Afro. Nice block on the overhead. But now Rijeka can't afford to block any more hits. But no, it was a trade. It was a trade. Wait for a jump slash. I think maybe jump slash is a really good move air to air. Reaches really far. So I wonder if the jump heavy could have actually won the exchange there. Trade here, jump game, one of the fastest air-to-air normals. Guys, it's gonna be the theme that, you know, when I give praises to Milia air buttons, they just do a lot of really good things. Here we go, speaking of the devil. One of the hardest buttons to contend with air-to-air is that jump slash for Milia. Reaches so far, and is so fast as well. What the kind of move it is. Oh, that was from very far away. Must have been a first possible frame to go for a throw. And now we get the usual Faust shenanigans. Afro is gonna explode, so whether this is blocked or not, it's gonna lead into plus frames. However, we got airborne, we got turbo fall out the corner, the double jump baits the 6P, and now Rijeka's time to mix it up. Deflect shield is gonna take care of both for high and low. Again, trying to contend with that very low altitude jump slash for Emilia. Not gonna do the trick. Capel to the other side. Very nice timing with the 5K. Very nice timing with the 2P as well. Ooh, what a combo into mix. Yeah, this is gonna be a good one. But as you can see, it's very little amount of items that Worst actually gets to throw. There's just not enough time. You have to address the incoming bullet that is Milia. So you're usually gonna see way more strikes. And then maybe when you get a knockdown like this, oh, it was actually Worst who managed to pick up the trumpet there. Turbo fall, Capel combined, producing really weird anti-air momentums. Far slash actually managed to run under the air button of Worst there. There we go, look at that distance. I mean, it's not like Faust doesn't have really good buttons as well from a Ooh, that's a punish with the close slash. Yeah, has to burst if he wants to still fight for this. No whip punish there. Capo goes into a combo. Not a clean finish, but the far slash on a juggle secures the soft knockdown, secures Rijeka at a plus frame position, and is able to take it home. 2K, another really good button for neutral that we mentioned here, reaches way farther than many other 2Ks. Ooh, still combos with that. 2K into a tap 5D, Rijeka casually blocks it, stands up. Minus on that last shaker, but usually going to be fairly neutral and can't be really checked by the opponent unless Mikhail wants to go in. Ooh, the double air dash, I like that so much. Spending that time in air, completely wasting the time on that. Look at that close slash, here we go, still picks it up, super, no, not quite. And the 6P going under the S disc for worst. By all the, if you block that, you would have still had to compete with the incoming RC mix-up from Rijeka. So it's gonna be 1 point each gamer, putting all the tools on the table, showing what's what, feeling each other out a little, seeing what kind of RPS is happening. You know the vibes. 6 heavy, aka dubbed by the net play, unblockable by the community since the beginning of time for Guilty Gear. And would Rijeka burst here? I think not, yeah. With this massive amount of life disadvantage, way better to take that into the next round. Here we go, jump heavy. However, Faust does have quite good anti-airs as well, so you're probably gonna see a lot of jump heavy into anti-airs from Faust kind of trades. That 5D, but doesn't go into much unless 50 meter is burnt. The full juggle combo. 6P is gonna pull Rijeka down to the ground with plus advantage or frame advantage for worst. Fishing rod. Oh, we're mixing! From which side? I think that was like a double mix-up. I think the mix was the cross-up, and then I think the meteor was the hit confirm? Maybe? But who knows? Nasty situation nonetheless, if you let Faust get a couple of good items out. Right, would definitely love to avoid the Afro if possible. From which side? I thought Rijeka ended up on the right side somehow from that. I'm not sure how, but you know, that's the spell that she puts on you. Left, right, up, down, woman, as we call in the industry. Should be a kill, yeah. Sent the Septum voices. Can combo after that as well, at will. There we go, once again, the 2K from Faust trading into the jump heavy. Usually a trade that is in Faust's favor, I think, especially since the opponent is a little more softer character. Close slash, looking for the close slash, but getting far slash for her trouble here, Rijeka. Into the usual big damage combo, has to break with a soft one. Went for a 6 heavy, which does not reach far high enough. Turbo fall into a throw, one of the usual gimmicks. You don't necessarily have to always go for the usual high-low. Mikhail has a repertoire of other cool tricks as well, such as... Ooh, who gets hit? What? Into... I think the meteors were coming as well, right? No? Okay. Wow, there's a lot of stuff that happened there within those couple of seconds. Tried to go for a 6P, but the drill key, the jump 2K, was just hitting too high, or rather too deep already. Completely skipping the hammer. Hair car, skating across the screen. That's a big counter. Oh, no, never mind. 5K, too far. No confirm. Here comes Rijeka frame, chopping into the hair car. That's a low. Closing in on that 50 meter where we could make a lot of magic happen on block. No, Mikhail not necessarily the known for her pressure stuff. Gets thrown for their troubles. Mikhail also has some of the lowest throw ranges in the game, so you have to commit to a very deep dash if you want to play any of those. 5D tap. Worst might have thought that he already had the reach there and went for the tap. Nevertheless, gets the win. 3 games over Rijeka's 1. And now it's gonna get into a very, very important round for Rijeka. Is the opponent gonna run away with the momentum, or are we gonna fix it? Nice 2K reaching from that distance. Oh my goodness. Ooh, footsies with the hair guard. All right, to the other side. We're still getting a good anti-air out. I'm not even sure what button that was from Faust. Teleport completely misses, so that meter is gonna be wasted. However, we got the pressure position out of it, and if you get the afro, you get a combo into the bombo, but didn't quite get the finish there. I'm not sure if it was possible even. In Guilty Gear Strive items, there's quite a lot of gravity scaling, unlike older games where you could combo item into item for basically like days to come. That was a fully charged fishing pole, so opting to reset the situation instead of comboing. 2K lands an anti-air, getting a couple of really nice hits. Meters coming, however, not tracking far enough to the left side of the screen. To the other side, jump heavy. Here comes Milia, has the 50 meter, force them into a pressure sequence. There we go, no combo! Far slash again. We would love close slash instead, if we can help it. There we go, that should be a close slash. That's gonna go into a BMB. Have to break the wall with a soft though. Still anybody's game. Oh, that's a big one. Would Worst still burst? I think if the previous hit landed as a successful hit confirm, we might have seen one. But now even in terms of rounds. Ooh, Worst not able to push Rijeka far enough away into the bomb. There was a threat though. Jump heavy, lands as a hit. Yep, probably knew that was gonna be a corner. Setting up the heavy disc and then close slash plus frames, but Milia was quite far away. And like we said, Milia not the best pressure character by any means. So Worst feeling confident enough to press buttons. Oh, hello? Was that... Did Worst bonk an item there that collided with Rijeka? To the other side. And using Mirage as a makeshift command dash to get into the throw position. Set them. Do we get the pickup? Yes, indeed. This is a kill! It's gonna break, it's gonna stick, it's gonna break, and Rijeka gets a very, very important game here. Right on Worst's tail.
Duel 1.
But no time to breathe, we need more. Couple to the other side, very high in the air. Not really a good button to press there for Worst. Ooh, the hammer is good. Wait, the hammer! The hammer! Hammer, please! You were the chosen one. You were supposed to have the biggest hitbox of them all. And this girl, Milia, just blazes past. That was a really great spacing by Rijeka, however. Here we go. Set up the disc. Into just there was so much bounce out of that Artemis that ended up bouncing too much. Frame trap with the use of hair cars. Super hard bait. Is it gonna bait though? No, not at this point anymore. Ooh, there we go. That's the counter button for air-to-air situations. Like, Milia has jump slash, reaches half screen, but Faust has jump heavy as well. Oh no, self-explosion! Combo is interrupted. We still have the life advantage for Worst for now. But all the meter is gone, and now a couple more seconds in the meter build penalty. Is it gonna burn? Oh! Converts into a mix-up left-right. Who's the left-right girl now? Says Worst. I can do teleports as well. Usually it is gonna cost you 50 to do that though. Hammer holding down the fort, not allowing Rijeka to really do anything here. To the other side, bar slash checks. Doesn't ring as a hit, unfortunately. Jump heavy into close slash, very nice. Gets the BMB combo. Multi-hits, nothing that Rijeka could, or I mean, couldn't cancel. You can cancel the second hit into Mirage, right? Very nice. The fast forward moving Hikari was able to screw up the tracking of those meteors there. A little too greedy there, pressing a button. Rijeka still had a close slash coming. Perfect delay will be the kill and will put this set 3 points for both players. It's definitely a little bit of a taste of a momentum swing here as Rijeka is starting to take round. Punish there? Yes, indeed. I'm not sure if close slash was possible. I think Rijeka was of the same camp as well and went with a 2K instead. But now we got the Afro. This is the best mix-up situation for Faust. Understandable, Rijeka immediately goes for the burst. Don't want to take this grab. Afro still not lit on fire, but still extending the hurt box of Rijeka. It's not gonna matter if you're the one running the mixes though. Yeah, recognize that the set, the heavy disc there was a little too far to reach. This could land? Trade? Are you kidding me? Jump heavy, nice juggle. That's gonna be a kill. Big hit from Worst. Such a classic button as well. Seeing more on the older games with the jump 2K FTC in the jump heavy, which could allow you to play really low altitude jump heavies. In this game, you kind of get you can get the jump heavy out much faster. So you can do kind of like half high, like mid-screen high jump heavies. Not like next to the ground jump heavies, but you know, good enough. Right, hard knockdown inbound, Septem. What's the mix-up gonna be? Going in with other side, perhaps a extra double down on the burst, which once again, Worst hasn't been willing to really spend until you really have to. Punish, no dash forward for Rijeka, so big close slash. Milia, of course, one of the best close slashes in the game, reaches super high, the same category as, you know, Johnny close slash, Slayer close slash, Leo close slash, and you name some of the other nasty ones. Nago has to RC this to make it plus. Now both players looking for that one hit. Well, that's the one hit! Could even be a kill, drops the combo, or perhaps resets, nobody shall know. Give me the trumpet, no trumpet! And runs straight into her death. Probably the idea was to try to go for a throw before the horde comes out and screws up everything. But Worst also realizing that if I don't get thrown, you're gonna have to block this trumpet, right? So I might as well press buttons here. We go a very low altitude jump heavy, initially landing for Worst, but then the anti-air for Rijeka. Can we avoid the Afro? Yes, indeed. 5B. Faust 5 framer taking Rijeka out of the sky, looking for the whip punish, not to be found. The jump heavy, sorry, the 6B from, 6 heavy from Faust is a very slow button to recover though, but it also reaches really far. If we go to the other side, it's a mix! And followed up by mix. Mix into mix. Damn, that's some mixes right there. That's gonna be very minus, however, able to steer back as much as possible with the mix, disallowing Rijeka from getting a good punish. Nice interception. The jump heavy is perfectly on point. While you can make the jump heavies quite low altitude, it's on purpose that Worst is making the jump heavies hit really high and disallowing Rijeka from running away from the corner, like double jump into Capel, double jump into Turbo Fall, stuff like that. Not allowed when the Faust jump heavy is active there. And Worst, again, building some counter momentum. Into 5 points we go. Once again, posing Rijeka with a difficult situation. If you lose this, you are very favored to lose this FT7. Got the low. Going into the double close slash, into the corner, and then OTG 2K into a throw. Set it up with a meaty disc, which you can get from either a throw or a 2D. Successfully from the right side. This time it's Worst who goes in with the strike throw mix-up. just a 5B, or rather 5K. Probably expecting... Wait, the 5K is actually gonna hit because of the Afro, but it wouldn't hit usually, right? If the opponent is just waking up crouching. And then, of course, because it is 5K, you have some jump cancel options as well as Faust. Bomb is an issue here. Able to blaze fast and even get a hit on Worst on the way there. Ah, missed it! But still able to be safe. Let's see what we get. The soft item super or the level 1 item super using only 50 meter. The Afro has been put in there, trying to fish. The air approaches, using a lot of air normals, jump heavies, you name it, it's gonna explode. And we get the combo. Immediate burst from Rijeka. It's nice that Rijeka was able to delay the burst after the Afro explosion so that they don't get punished during their own bursts. But unfortunately for Rijeka, WorstGuy is gonna go to 6 points here. Only one remains. And Rijeka is gonna need 4 points to bring this back home.
Duel 1.
Tough stuff.
Let's rock.
Especially since Worst has been more mindful on the air approach department. Has been very vigilant with the jump heavies. Once again, look at this, the spacing. Just try to completely deny the air game of Rijeka's. Understandable, because Millia is one of the strongest air characters. If you take air, there are just way too many trajectories to cover. Sliding into command grab, picks up time, it's lit. Oh, Rijeka tried to play a couple there, but the explosion at the critical moment, preventing any of that going online. Jumps out of the boss frames of the love bag. Back and forth to the other side, there we go. Could see a burst from Worst, but again, opting to hold on to it for now. Yeah, it's big value. Able to save the full burst to the potential last round here. First set point, WorstGuy lands into a close slash punish by Rijeka. Avoiding the boss frames of the back once again. Vacuuming into the mix. 4 frame 2P. Covering Rijeka's approach. Ooh, well, I mean, that whip burst did give Rijeka the plus frames there on the knockdown. Both players missing a lot of combos, though. RC to make sure that this combo is, in fact, gonna sink in. Deflect shield. Because that was a cross-up, it ended up working so well in WorstGuy's favor. YRC plus 10. Ooh, but tried to dash a little too deep there with that throw. Rijeka says no. Try to go with a 6P, however, if you are basically landing that jump 2K on their toes, it's gonna hit way too deep to be anti-aired by any sort of anti-air. Getting backwards, oh hello, nice movement by Rijeka, getting the roast there. Hit confirm from the 2P, very nice, that was a counter hit confirm even. Very dangerous. Afro online, one mix could end Rijeka's run here. YRC tried to look for a way to the other side. 5P, not enough. 6P works out. Spits out the trumpet, and with the trumpet activated, empowered to just go for one last air-to-air snipe. Gosh, we basically started this set by praising the air buttons of Millia, but then ending up in a completely different conclusion, where Worst just basically said, nah, no air game, no nothing. Jump heavy from Faust. You don't do stuff. Really great. Like, it's a great adjustment from Worst. There is, of course, like so many different ways you could play it, but generally, like, ground to air anti-airs against Millia kind of hard, because they're, like we said, there are just so many different trajectories, so many different ways that you could approach as Millia. So why not just prevent Millia from going airborne to begin with? That means no air dashes, no capels, no turbo falls. Oof, okay, what's next? Thanks for the sub, 11th. Hope you had fun in your own match earlier. Going into the 5th match here, it's gonna be another Norwegian player, Thunder Kitty versus Ehmu. Spiritually kind of a similar matchup here, I suppose, if you think that Johnny is kind of the Faust of the previous matchup and Chip is kind of the Milia of the previous matchup. Kind of spiritually same kind of tools be utilized here. Johnny is a keep away character first, and then after a knockdown transitions to a guard crush looping pressure character. But Chip, of course, doesn't want to give the initial knockdown to Johnny if he can help it. Alright, and at least Kitty has been warmed up and ready for the set. Has been warming up since 7 hours ago. A couple of hours of good practice under us going into the set. Other than that, I think not the most played matchup on Bounty Hunters so far. Let me check some stats for the players. So let's see, Ehmu has been doing pretty decent as of recent. Lots of super even or one matches. And Thunder Kitty, I think Thunder Kitty also really, with a really good win rate on Bounty Hunters, has only lost, I think, one match? No, one loss, and one of the matches 6-7. So really good performance so far for Kitty. And now let's see how she is gonna fare against the super fast character. One of the fastest, if not the fastest one. Are we gonna get the deal? Deal would be nice, especially against characters who have mobility problems. Can't prevent the card from going on the board. But characters like Chip are probably gonna completely prevent you from being able to set any sort of extra advantage. And here we go. First hit from Ehmu. Already going into the Reka Kara Super, which has been really the kind of like the game plan stabilizing change that we got for Chip back in the day. Just making so many different kinds of hits hit confirmable for Chip. Like you don't need anything more complex than like a 5k. And 5k, like the K range for Chip is like it's actually so good. Because you have the 5k that can cancel into itself, and lots of different kinds of stagger pressure from it. Can go into Reka, can go into anything your heart desires. And if you land a hit, well, you have combo from your Rekas, a big one. As the doctor ordered, this should be the kill. Yes, indeed. As fast as you might expect from the ninja. If Thunder Kitty doesn't find some sort of way to get into that guard crush pressure, it can easily end up like this. Especially because you don't have DPs or anything. You don't have like, you have a decent backdash and okay buttons for mashing, I guess. I think Johnny's much better at pressing buttons at like close mid-range or close far range. But consequently, Chip is pretty good at those ranges as well. Alright, We got the first sequence going on. Is there gonna be a burst? Thunder Kitty kinda trying to, you know, a bait between hard and soft there. Checking if Ehmu is ready to donate his burst away. Which unfortunately does not happen, but Thunder Kitty also does not get exploited by that, or because of that bait. Guard Crush them into Tick Throw. The Tick Throw from Guard Crush is being extremely nasty. Oh my god, didn't need to press a button yet, just waiting for it. Checking if Ehmu is ready to do it, and he do. Cross up, another cross up. This time the downwards alphas from the sky are actually gonna convert. And we have enough juice to go into the positive bonus loop. We could see Super PRC here, which I would always, in this situation, I would always go for Super. Just spend the 100. Even if it misses, at least it's my turn still. Because you can PRC a Super on whiff. Oh, recognizes the prospect of the opponent being able to press something in that situation. Goes for an air DP. Ehmu, little sneaky bastard. For the Guard Crush again, finding the low. Every missed finder without the card, like if you go for a really like last effort missed finder like this, oh, this time though, canceling out of it, and Ehmu didn't have the heart to press a button. Oh, queued up an upwards finder this time. Look at this movement, jump, instant air dash, jump slash, finds its mark, and the backdash into simple knockdown. One hit is gonna be good here. Active frames of the Gendrozan are gonna catch your backdash. But now Ehmu unfortunately spent the 50 meter, so gonna have to, never mind, never mind, 1-2, makes enough meter happen with the positive bonus through the wall, hard knockdown, and then we have 50 ready to go. Yes indeed, this is Chip Shanif. It's like, Chip is one of the most important characters to just push off of you as best as you can. Just not let him land any buttons on you. Like any button is gonna go into a long sequence, maybe Rekka, maybe, or rather maybe like Rekka RC, maybe even Rekka RC. Then you have to block a mix up, and then he's gonna build even more damage or even more meter. Wanting to keep Ehmu in the corner. Ooh, nice movement. Drifts forward just slightly, and then comes down with the jump 2K, drilling down. Which side? I like that. Forcing to not take the... Forcefully not taking the wall break there, because Ehmu didn't quite have the resources to make the hard knockdown happen, which is like technically your win condition. Yeah, this is really smart play from Ehmu this round. Especially because like you basically had 0 life left. Any kind of special move would have chipped you out. So breaking the wall there would have probably spelled the end for Ehmu's round. So just choosing to box a clumsy character that is Johnny in the corner. Ooh, gets a big wall bounce there. That's a big route, surprisingly. Now, what are we gonna do with that 75 tension and burst? Kitty has to do something. Oh, okay, with close slash, I'll take it. Punishing the drop combo from Ehmu. Going corner to corner, and then the mix up. Not believing in the mix up whatsoever. Deflect shield pushes away to the other side. Yeah, it's gonna be a punish. Good patience from Thunder Kitty. Ehmu at the end, playing it very patient as well, but at the end deciding to pull on the devil trigger. Nice whiff punish there on the miss 2S by Thunder Kitty. But out of that corner to the other one. Instant overhead, had the 50 meter to convert. Immediate burst by Ehmu. Waiting for the whiff. Oh, and the Rekka string just missed the reaches like that. Of course, for Chip, it's there's a lot of value for playing the seesawing game at neutral, trying to look for potential whiff punishes, because Johnny is a character with some of the longest whiffs in the game, especially the heavy buttons. They are totally akin to Nago buttons on the heavies. And who are you? Chip fucking Xanath. You're just ready to whiff punish them if they miss anything. Even like far slash is gonna be like relatively high amount of recovery for Chips. Rather considering how fast Chip gets to whiff punish you. Right, both players put away their bursts. Ehmu, being the second one to fire it, gets to keep the corner position. And now, didn't get the Kara Super, I think. YRC. Wait! Huh? What? Why did it not land on block? Why did that YRC whiff? What is this sorcery? Wait, hello? Guilty Gear? You okay? Wait, can some tech head in the chat tell me why that whiffs? Strive is a video game? Alright. That can't have been too far away. That was like totally in range, right? Alright, got the 6B. Oh, misses the hit confirm. Pulls the trigger on DP. And now what's Kitty gonna cook? Close slash, that's a good starter. 1, 2, 3 should be the kill. Ehmu, yeah, with the chip. Taking a lot of damage from that. Bring it 2 games even. As fast as Ehmu started, Thunder Kitty with a quick adjustments.
Mankind knew that. Duel 1. Let's rock.
Right, starting with the backdash. This time Thunder Kitty feeling a little adventurous and dashing forward from the round start. Right, Gold Burst works out for Ehmu. Now the positive bonus, we were talking about that. Didn't quite get the 50 meter that he kind of wanted to play after that Rekka 3, I believe. Frame trapping into the clone, and now Rekka 1, very long delay on the Rekka 2. That's kind of nasty thing about the Rekkas is that even though all of them are kind of minus, what? We're just throwing the opponent out of that? Was it another case of throwing the opponent's last active frame? Oh. Let's see what we can cook here. Drops the combo, plus frames from the clone, going low. Deflect shield pushing away and then pushing far enough away so that Chip could not commit into a super long dash into 5k. I think 5k was what Ehmu wanted there to get into the go-to pressure distance. Decent combo from the round start. Positive bonus has been acquired. Yeah, swinging wildly, not wanting Ehmu to get into any of that guarding business. Not wanting to allow Ehmu to get into the guard. That's the one thing I wanted to say. The deal expiring there. Oh, no deal. There we go, that's the deal. And because there's so much hit stop, able to wait for the burst. Ehmu, not quite done yet. It's gonna be quite a long comeback. Throw is gonna call out that deflect shield. Thunder Kitty trying to use all of her resources in order to keep the ninja out. In the end, manages to do so. But all of those 2S whiffs, they are dangerous. It is one of the best poking tools for Johnny. How fast is that whiff actually? I think it's like relatively fast. Let me check. So Johnny 2S is recovery 21, so it's relatively long recovery still, and should be completely whiff punishable, really feasible to whiff punish for Chip. 6k, finding with his active frames, the backdash from Thunder Kitty. Thunder Kitty really likes that backdash as a defensive mechanism. Makes sense, cause Johnny does have a pretty decent one. You go with the safe jump, not respecting on the plus frames. And Ehmu could almost not gonna get into the 50 tension, unfortunately. Ran just out of the positive bonus in the most critical moment. Bar slash, very fast, 9 frames. The fastest type of bar slash you could have in Guilty Gear Strive. And then, oh, see the target in the air, no tech from Ehmu. Of course, it's very dangerous to try to tech, looking for the burst, not to be unleashed by Ehmu. Knows that we would much rather take it to the next round. Jump heavy from the other side. This ninja has a very nice instant air dash. 5k commits into it. That was not a reaction. That was a commitment. But it works out for Thunder Kitty. Forward slash catches the backdash once again. Thunder Kitty maybe a little too fond with that off that backdash. Let's see if Ehmu could find a round ending. Oh, that's definitely gonna work out in Emu's favor. Completely evade the gold burst with the use of the alpha or the what blade is that? Alpha blade? Gamma, Sigma, Beta, Theta. What blades are there? All right, and Ehmu once again able to even it 3-piece each. Neck to neck. Both players trying to grasp onto some sort of advantage here. Micro dash forward, still collides with the 2D of Thunder Kitties. Deal. Uh-oh, this is dangerous. Close slash is the starter. Ehmu bravely holding onto the burst. Believes that it's not the end of the world. Gets to bluff the throw. No RPS from Ehmu. The first time that Thunder Kitty plays that reset situation with a deal. Of course, in the thick of the in the heat of the moment, it's very easy to miss, especially when done as like FRC. I think that was an FRC deal there that Thunder Kitty did from the sequence. You would have to be basically like already pressing buttons as it is happening if you wanna RPS it. No anti-air here for Thunder Kitty. Ehmu comes down with the jump D, I think. Scoring a knockdown. Get down on the ground. We have 50. Rekka 3. Oh, but it hits not well. So big drop. Thunder Kitty actually gets to run again. The sequence. There we go. Deal. And it's like the reward is that you can delay the decisive mix-up while building more risk on the opponent and giving them more opportunities to you know, press buttons or not block during the guard crush. Guard crush is a very insidious kind of mechanic because like it doesn't allow any sort of auto blocking to happen. You have to be holding block to block anything during it, even if you are kind of like in quotations auto block. But if you let go of the block, it's like it actually registers as a black bit. Here we go, Ehmu. I think this is not too pro-rated. This could be very close to a kill. Quite. Thunder Kitty with one more hit point left to spend. Oh, it's the Beta Blade! I think should be air, like the reason why Ehmu has been playing that air DP so much is that, so opponent is below you, right? RC, your frames are slowed down. You kind of don't want to gamble with the throw break. So the DP is gonna beat both the opponent trying to jump and air throw you, but also if they try to anti-air you. Unless they're super patient and are waiting your DP startup and then punish you on the way down, right? Look through the wall, hard knockdown. Looking very good for Kitty. Oh, until... Wait, that's a... So Kitty did tell me that that's not a safe jump setup that is gonna bait 9-framers, but Ehmu did a 5P, which is a 3-framer. Is the setup so loose that you can just press 5P actually? Because I don't really know the frame data or the gap that the quotation safe jump of the instant air dash jump heavy from Johnny leaves him at. To the other side, finds the low. What's next? Into a throw. One more, perhaps 2 more. There's the 1, there's the 2, maybe 3, maybe 4. I mean, it doesn't really matter when you're Chip Zanif and you're just zooming around back and forth, landing those little pot shots, landing those mosquito bites, if you will. Good trade for Ehmu, able to negate the complete mix-up situation, or rather the guard crush situation, by trading into it. Bar slash, finds its mark, tried to throw, 6k, into the Rekka sequence. Not gonna be a hard knockdown because Ehmu just spent all of their resources. And here comes the guard crush. Close slash into TK, missed Finer, you already know the vibes. Ooh, very nice jump B there by Ehmu. However, not able to combo it properly. Thunder Kitty presses buttons on the ground, evening it up once again. Nobody gets to have the lead today. But this has been the point so far today where either one of the contestants has taken the sort of successful... what's the word I'm looking for? One-sided lead, I guess. That's gonna be a whip punish. But Ehmu didn't quite have the meter to go into any sort of situation there. Not a counter hit, so no Rekka 3 available. That's kind of the curse of the Rekka sequence. If you don't get a particular kind of hit, is it like if you don't get a hit on ground, a crouching opponent, it's just like Rekka 1, Rekka 2 that you can do, and nothing else, if you don't have 50 meter. Trades with 4-framer and loses to 3-framer. Yeah, makes a lot of sense. That's and that makes that quotation safe jump kind of bad against Chip. There's like 3 different ways that Chip can just beat it with. Press 5P, press no, actually 2, because like 2P won't be able to hit high enough maybe. Either way, here's the pressure from Ehmu. Oh, nice spacing trap. Waiting for Kitty's button and then pressing more. Kind of a very Street Fighter kind of situations that you can build here with Mr. Zenith by doing like Rekka 1 and then backing off, waiting if they want to press. Like if they want to interrupt the sequence or try to, you know, press maybe after. Oh, I see a 2S here. First Sanse Roga. True reversal. Sends the opponent mid-screen. Not the best amount of frame advantage afterwards, but we get some sort of makeshift mix still. Close slash, that's gonna be a big starter. Would have hoped to have 50 meter there to be able to close out the round. 50 goes into +10 instead. Deflect shield. Oh, but because of the momentum of the forward, or the orange Wild Assault, not able to push far enough away. Wild Assault is the natural enemy of Deflect Shield after all. Is it gonna be enough? This could be a wall break. I think this is a wall break. This is gonna be a kill, right? 6 heavy? Yes, indeed. Ehmu once again getting into the leading position.
Wins.
But how long is it gonna last? Ehmu, I mean, as we draw closer to the end of the set, giving away any wins at this point is gonna be kind of tough. Also, hey, howdy gamers from Annatonio stream. Hope you guys had fun watching the game, even though, you know, the hero of the day didn't grasp the win. I think it was still a pretty good set. Either way, here's this set. Ehmu versus Thunder Kitty, very even here. Ooh, nice! Switches sides. Can take the wall break here, even from a very far distance with the use of Joker trick. And now dash into another dash. It's like there's a surprisingly decently high amount of like dash cancels that. What? Yo! We just throw those? Too slow to evade my throw? Alright. Thunder Kitty kind of styling here. Really showing that she wants to keep up the chase, not wanting to Ehmu run away with that decisive lead. Bar slash finds its mark. 1-2. Kara super. Get the wall. And look at this, Ehmu has so much resources, so much tension already that there's, yeah, it's no choice but to use the burst here. Make it stop as soon as possible. And then, resetting instead of taking the wall break. The card is still there and could potentially be used, not anymore though. Ooh, landing, I wasn't sure which side Ehmu was gonna land on, and neither, I guess, did Thunder Kitty. I mean, you could have reached for the close slash there and say, fuck it, I can't know, I will not know, I will just use a move that hits really high up into the air. Now out of the Rekka 3, block sequence successfully into 5k punish. Nah, guard crush, big damage coming in. Yeah, Ehmu feels the weight of that hit, but won't be able to fight himself out of the corner. Deal into to the other side. Hello, what is this setup? Hello, we got the card there. Break it! Go into the TK Mist Fighter! Thunder Kitty! What happened there? Was that a mistake? Nobody knows. But the fact of the matter is, Thunder Kitty mixed up everybody that day. What a setup. It was like a cross up, then bluff with the deal. I think that might have been a misinput, like accidentally going to the other side and then the input turning into a deal, but since the opponent didn't react, I don't know. Gold burst, round start. Kitty is gonna build some really nice resources here, unless Ehmu manages to keep them in the pressure string. Oh, just in the nick of time, did you see that? Did everybody look at the meter? Ehmu, with the perfect understanding of the situation, knew that if you queue up the Kara Super there, you're gonna get the forward momentum, and it's gonna build the last meter, and it's gonna go into the Kara Super, even though you kind of don't have the meter just yet. Right, the safe jump. Here we go. Soft knockdown though. Drifting forward, yeah, it's gonna be a counter hit, and we can get a kind of a custom combo here with the slowdown frames of the BRC. Completely missing the air. Oh my goodness, going to the other side. Jump heavy, converting into a throw. Got the backdash, but not decisively. Ooh, the 5K is gonna be the anti-air of choice. Gatling into another missed fighter hit confirmed. Wow, there's some stuff happening in this set. Early burst, 5 heavy finding the anti-air. That causes a really massive tumble there on the counter hit. Tumbling into the corner, keeps tumbling down and through the wall. Neither player yet with the burst. Ehmu finding their own. Ooh, ooh. The anti-air attempt there, however, Ehmu cancelling the momentum of the Reka 3, so going completely over all of the straight on the DP there. 5P, casual anti-air, Ehmu making it dead even here. Both players also with the same amount of burst resources. Trade, but in Ehmu's favor, no doubt. Pushing into the corner, plus frames out of the clone, and now instant air dash is the reset choice. Kitty not in a great position there, chose the neutral jump. Where does the escape from? Or does it? Does it come from anywhere? Funky mesh side through the wall. This wouldn't kill right. It's gonna be super close though, but Johnny is one of the hardest, one of the most... Oh, this sequence again. It's such a nice sequence as well, because not only is it a cross-up, but I think it's also gonna, like, if they go for a gold burst, it's gonna avoid it. They would have to go for a blue burst instead if they want to actually catch that. And like, what kind of a madman would choose to go into a blue burst when they can have an opportunity to go for a gold one? Deflect shield, nice, gets a punish as well. Not the biggest one because it's only a missed fighter, but we'll take those. Can combo out of this card. Alright, taking the biggest possible hit that we can get. 5D fully charged off the wall. Ehmu ends up missing. I think that was with a 6B there. Punished by Kitty's 2S. Kitty is still looking to take it down to the wire. Bring it 6-6. Nice deflect shield. Gonna cover both of those high and low options. This time, Ehmu basically failed one of the rounds by dropping that jump B conversion, but this time a really solid one. That was a lot of damage for a jump B. RC, this is gonna take into the corner. With a positive bonus, it's not quite gonna be able to build the 50. Now with the slight resource disadvantage, but the life advantage for Ehmu. Oh my god, again, drifting to the other side, that's gonna hit! But even if Ehmu gets this round, Kitty still has a little bit of a buffer here. One more chance, advantage Ehmu, set point. Very important, first hit of the round here. Jumping out of the deal. No guard crush to be had. No reaction on the Genrozan either. Another one, do it again. Third time. No. This time comes from the sky, plus 10. Tries to charge the 5D, however, he was like, nah, dog. I've been blocking those since 1927. Ooh, deflect shield. RC forward momentum, trying to offset the momentum of the deflect shield pushback. Ooh, alright. Deal this time? No, just with the safe jump. Last possible point to burst. Oh, does Ehmu have it? Wall break. Has the 50. No, it's not gonna kill. But Thunder Kitty has to take this coming mix-up. Even if we don't have safe jumps the other way around. Yo! Chose to not do a safe jump of any kind. 5 heavy and it misses. Was that... What, did he mean to miss that on purpose? Or was that the most 200 IQ play I've seen during the whole day? Either way, Ehmu wrapping it up 7-5 with a really back-to-back fight here. And I think on the horizon we have more ninja action. As we are jumping into the next game, it's gonna be Rygand bringing the chip gameplay this time around. Rygand has been working on this sub-character for quite some time. The opponent today is gonna be Aatreus. Unji. Here, I can say I have played like 600 tower games with Chip this month. I was kind of spying on that. I was like, wait a minute. Since when has Rygand have since when did he have so many games on Chip? This is actually kind of nutty. This guy has almost more tower games than I do as Sin. But then again, I've played a lot of sets like out of the tower as Sin. Either way, this guy Rygand is kind of a grinder, kind of a, what's a good word? Kind of a I wanna win tournaments kind of commitment. It is as they say, you play the video game a lot and you tend to learn a lot as well. And there is an upcoming tournament on the horizon in the Finnish offline scene, Reinstall 2. And I wonder if Rygand is prepping up a side character for potentially some of the matchups there. Which could be like definitely doable as we're increasing our power level with the ninja. Aatreus though. So, alright, let's get this out of the way and tell that Anji does a lot of damage, and Chip takes a lot of damage. Nice, not getting plucked by the fake butterfly setup, just getting out of there. Not choosing to engage with that at all. RC conversion from the low Rijeka. This will be a wall break if Rygand wants. Oh, unless Aatreus wants to put a stop to that. Aatreus with a lot of meter here, goes for the throw a little too early. Slight miscalculation there. Would have been a successful hit because Aatreus was not ready to react by any metric there. Ooh, DP works out the old classic tool. If there is any sort of gap between the Hujin into its follow-ups, a DP is gonna be a successful defensive mechanism. And technically the only follow-up that Anji can make airtight is going into, yes, exactly that, the Nagiha. Or just not cancelling into anything, that's the other option as well. Okay, Rygand choosing to slow down the game a bit, looking for whatever option might come. Aatreus also holding on to the big guns and not engaging willy-nilly. The one thing is that you can, of course, like if a chip player is hanging back like this, you can kinda react to the opponent trying to spin at you from almost full screen and get a big punish potentially. And then if the Anji player is foolish enough to press buttons, such as the bar slash here, yeah, all of those whips are kinda dangerous against Chip. Aatreus can thank all heavens that Rygand didn't have the whip punish ready to go at that given moment, but make no mistake, as far as we get, like, as we progress deeper into the set, I bet Rygand is gonna warm up and be ready to press buttons on those whiffs. Drift forward. Ooh, I like that. Going into the core, which is gonna prevent the opponent from going anywhere. Nice blocks from Rygand. Lots of respect. And get out of there. So a lot of risk here, but luckily... Oh, the burst sees it coming. Was trying to reverse the situation. Understandable, because you had so much meter to work with here. 75. And basically a guaranteed kill from that hit from Aatreus. The Wild Assault combo. I think they should be able to get the wall if Aatreus wants. No, resets it, because they didn't quite have the 50 meter ready to go yet. Overhead, no punish. I think Rygand was probably thinking that the overhead was gonna be RC'd, because Aatreus did have the 50 meter that time. This is the combo. A little warm-up paints here. Hopefully the connection is okay, for this is Finland to Turkey match. Nice, the basic stuff. Into Reka, Kala Super. And now, not good options here for Aatreus. We don't have the 50 meter yet, so we can't prevent like safe approaches. With combo, soft knockdown, Rygand still with the resource lead. That's gonna be a good hit. Maybe Aatreus might be thinking about bursting. RC, where the hit gonna come from? Aatreus finally starting to press finally pressing a button. Oh no! This is the wall run combo, the classic combo, the big damage combo, and the 5B anti-air for Aatreus. Oh my goodness. I haven't done that combo myself before, so not sure how timing sensitive the upswing on the wall is. But Rygand just barely missing it. It was gonna be the killing blow as well. Didn't know? Was there a knowledge check of some sort? Was there a routing issue? Right, Aatreus with a 2-game lead. There we go, perfect timing on the 2D. So this is the magnum opus of Anji matchup, I want to say. Weaker players would be like, nah, I'm too scared of challenging that spin. So I'll just, like, if I do anything, I'm gonna dash in and throw. But Rygand, ooh, that was a nice interruption there on the clone. Pressing 2S and smacking the clone and Rygand as a result. But yeah, Rygand knows that the big punish, like, we don't take small. If you take the throw punish, it's gonna be very small. Get a counter hit instead. Predict what kind of spin it's gonna be. There's a little bit of difference in timing between if the spin is held or if it's unleashed immediately. But if you can guess which type, then you're also gonna have a timing in your head to get a big counter hit against it. Good defense here by Rygand. Walking the overhead and then the low as well, which is gonna end the pressure. So there is a couple of different. Oh, it's gonna be a big one. Aatreus has the 50 meter as well, so that's gonna go into a kill unless they drop. Rygand still with a chance. Not opting to try to tech. Too close, gets a punish, 2K. Still a chance to take it back. Rygand will have to play it very carefully though. But the backdash from Aatreus calls out that throw. Nice, going with the whiff punish once again. That's why we tell it's so dangerous to press buttons against Chip. That's why Chip players are kinda hanging at this distance. That was the latest possible 6B, I think. Oh, and got that. Noticed that there was a possibility to get the close slash starter. And close slash means massive fat damage for Anji every time it happens. Speaking of, yeah, have the burst here. Gets the corner, luckily. Aatreus is getting the 50 tension here, so safe jump not available. Or I mean, technically is available, but could be countered by the reversal parry. In which case, I think Rygand tried to play it like with a very deep dash momentum. So I think if Aatreus went for the reversal super there, it would have gone into the wrong direction. Unfortunately, I think Aatreus was reading that and pressed a button and got a hit there. So the RPS is already going really deep between these two. Both players aware what the opponent's character can do. There we go, DP does call that out. You could throw, you could press a button, but DP is good. We take DPs. Backdash under that pressure. Drive by, jump slash, get the clean punish, 2K. Aatreus chooses to burst that one. No RC. Aatreus was no doubt thinking about a very late RC perhaps there on the Nagiha, or just banking on the fact that I have 50 meter, so you're just gonna be afraid of it. Ooh, able to recover out the DP in time. That was big. That was absolutely big for Rygand. Still able to live. And now the double jump baits the anti-air on the ground by Aatreus. Rather neutrally straight. Oh, what was that? Super hard read, or perhaps a miss input on the Kacho who gets to. Nice, that's a counter hit, so we're gonna get a nice little confirm into the Kara Super. And now we can go to town, because tension, no 50 tension on Aatreus' side. Wow, the hard bait! Or rather, not hard bait, hard call out. Going just after the cross up immediately into call for the chase. Aatreus, extremely sure of their RPS options. The double jump to the other side, it's still active, man. Kacho who gets so many active frames. We've all been in that situation before. A straight hit from the jump heavy, and then the 5K. Oh, good timing on the burst by Aatreus. Able to completely burst the Kara Super at the perfect, most possible, like most opportune timing. Plus frames. Checking what Rygand wants to do. Rygand just taking. Oh my god! Again, the super late 6P. It like Aatreus is doing that 6P so late, it almost looks like Rygand is almost like already landing out of that like double or triple jump. But then it still reaches. I mean, if there is something cool to be said about Anji's 6P, it's the hitbox. The reach is kinda good. I think it lacks a little in startup, but what it lacks in startup, it makes up for in range. Right from the neutral trade, whipping a couple of buttons. Aatreus, I feel like Aatreus has been getting away with murder a little. Oh, steering back the Nushin, steer back, able to evade the DP range of Chips. And because Chips' DP does not have the most forward-moving momentum, it's like it's not a Sin DP, it's not a Leo's Flash Kick, it's not Soul's Volcanic Viper, so it's there is a lot of potential for Anji to steer back during that Shin. This time steering forward though, straight into the plus frames. Ooh, nice grab. Lands a hit and combos out of it this time. This could be very close to a kill. Chip is on Guts though, the Japanese Guts saving Chip for now. FRC, yeah, it was a lot of incoming Chip damage as well. Aatreus blazing forward, being the senior player in terms of, you know, the hours put into their respective characters. Aatreus, of course, has been an Anji main for a very long time. I think even from the beginning of the Guilty Gear Strive. Whereas Rygand has only relatively recently acquired the power to play this character, Chip. Once again, the bait on the DP. Rygand, good burst, I want to say. Save yourself from the damage and push the opponent to the corner. However, Aatreus able to break out. FRC. And a good mash from Rygand. We have the meter. Kara Super is on point, on the table if we land any sort of a hit. Glow slash. We have the meter as well. Fujin, perhaps waiting for the upcoming super potentially. Switch sides. We still have the super opportunity here available for Rygand. This time, no response on the hop. Ooh, it's not one backdash, it's a double backdash. So completely able to avoid the throw this time, but we need the finishing touch. There we go. That's it. This could be potentially the momentum swing. Rygand, oh, look at that again. Just in the nick of time, the 6B at the last possible moment. That's not an easy 6P either, because Chip's instant air dash is rather fast. Yet still, Aatreus able to make that reaction every single time. There we go, nice timing on, or rather, nice delay on the 2D. 2D combo gets you a pretty hefty amount of damage as well. Into, no follow-up. And this time, goes for the follow-up, but Rygand was going for the DP as well. Yep, punish with the 2K. The tricky thing about, like, Nagiha is that it's like, it's quite minus, but it just pushes the opponent so far away that usually like 2K 2D conversions are not possible. So the only punish that you're gonna get in those situations is like 2K, and then maybe if your 2K goes into 6B. Damn, Aatreus blazing forward. That was the closest round, or closest game so far for Rygand. But a huge portion of the RPS just not really working in like Rygand's favor at the moment. And it's the worst kind of RPS as well, when you're basically RPSing against a freight train, right? It's one of the hardest hitting characters in the game, and Anji enforces so much RPS. Nice, gets the mash out this time against the hop. Anji with the 2P, one of the best 2Ps in the game. 5-framer, but reaches absolutely far vertically and horizontally. That's a big one. One of the go-to counter hits that you probably want to burst out of if possible. Rekka, 3, overhead into more pressure. Aatreus blocks all of it. There we go, able to get the jump PV in, and conversion. Had to take the soft knockdown, but equalizing the situation. Aatreus with 100. Kara stuff is definitely available here. 6P, it goes into the wrong direction, or depending on your point of view, perhaps into the right direction. But now, with a little bit of a backwalk, Aatreus missing the throw. What's the follow-up? 6K. Oh, that was tricky. That was really tricky. 6K, and because that puts you airborne, go for the downwards alpha play for a cross-up. The downside is it does not do too much damage, but, you know, when you're hunting for the last hits. Aatreus spending resource in order to try to keep Rygand in the corner. DP here, and Gacho Fuketsu completely missing. Plus frames out at 6K. Hit confirm into the classic OG combo. It's the hardest hitting combo that we have in Chip's repertoire. It's so cool to see it for the first time in such a long while. It has been a little bit, it has been like kinda out. It's gone out of its usefulness because like the Kara Super is so flexible and covers so many different situations. And this is gonna be a kill, but Rygand with one last chance, both player, 50 bursts ready to go. Hoping to see at least one. Once again, the instant air dash from rather far away. Aatreus reacts perfectly with the 6P. Missing with the 6P this time, tries to cover with a 5P on the landing. Not quite having the reach, that's a big hit. That's a lot of risk. This might actually hit pretty hard. Yeah, surprisingly hard. One more mix-up. One more. What is it gonna come from? Aatreus. Rygand doesn't want to take any of that. Burst into throw. Plus frames to the other side. Looking for a reaction of some kind. Aatreus just sitting there, not reacting, and then waiting, abiding their time, and committing into the 2S hit confirm. God damn. It looks like the experience with your character is still gonna triumph today. And Aatreus taking it over Rygand for now. But if this guy has grinded as much as we heard, so many tower games going into this sub-character, just you wait. The future could be very dangerous for, you know, for anybody who gets to put against Rygand's chip in the future. We have one more left, and yeah, it was this one. So we pushed this as far away as possible, since there was a chance that Mikhail could potentially, or would potentially need a little bit of extra stall. Let me send a message to the players. I get a little bit of a breather. It's been quite the evening. Lots of really high pace and very exciting matches. Coming up last is our pair of two players both making their debuts tonight. Mami Shuba and Mikhail. Shuba ready to go. Still waiting word from Mike. We got our blessing to say Mike for the comfort of the of the commentator. Much more easier on the tongue in the heat of the moment. So this would be, we've seen lots of Johnny today. We've seen some Faust today as well. This would be one more of each kind for the road. This time it's not gonna be keep away versus the mobility character. It's gonna be two far range characters clashing. And as per usual, I have absolutely zero idea how this matchup plays. Of course, there's a little chance that Mike is not ready to play yet, because the story basically was that he was gonna need as much stalling as possible, because there was a possibility that stuff might happen. Have a very late arrival at home. Don't know how the matchup works either. That's dangerous. I mean, I think it's kind of fair, because there are very few Faust players. I think a lot more players have been learning the Johnny matchup as of recent, as you know, the amount of Johnny players has increased, especially since the Johnny buffs. I mean, Johnny was already like a very popular and beloved character on release. But between the sort of doom and gloom of Johnny and then the couple of buffs that Johnny got, out of which the forward dash turning from, was it 18 frames to 15 frames was the most relevant one. Basically those changes, or that change in particular, kind of plummeted. Or not plummeted, but increased the amount of Johnny players around. Now, I think fairly widely considered a strong character at the very least. If not like tier S character, definitely up there with the very least with the rest of the A tier characters. Was a pain before the buffs? Yeah, it's kind of like what I've heard from a lot of Johnny players. But I mean, that's kind of the growing pains of most DLC characters. We've had the same issue with, you know, name any DLC character that isn't Asuka or Happy Chaos. is like Testament and Sin were like complete garbage on release. Johnny had faults, Biken had faults. I think Gold Lewis had a lot of faults as well on release. Is like a lot of the DLC characters just had to kind of grow into being on par with the rest of the cast. It's usually the first adjustment patch. I think like Bridget kind of was the same, right? It's the first adjustment patch after release, which brings the sort of the relief and the buffs. Except if you were a Sin player and you were like, it was a very unfortunate timing, I want to say, because Sin got added just before the big gameplay adjustment patch of the season, and it was way too early to make any sort of changes to Sin. So then Sin had to go through the whole massive ass patch cycle, being basically like an unplayable character. Well, not really unplayable, but like I'm gonna say really miserable to play. Really miserable character to play on release, as you know, have some of these other characters been as well. Even though you can make them work, it's like, especially I think I want to drive focus to the word like quality of life. Even if the changes in like the adjustments in power level are big, I think almost all of the DLC characters have received a massive amount of quality of life since their release. And almost as important as the balance changes themselves, the quality of life, the things that just make it easier to pilot your character and make it so much more like much more of a pleasurable experience to play your character. That's really important as well. All right, we have a word on Mikhail. He's gonna be here in just a moment, so we are gonna get our match. But yeah, it's kind of like the DLC character talk of Guilty Gear Strive. And I mean, it's kind of like you could just demand that ArcSys, any developer, just why don't you release the character perfectly balanced? But I mean, sometimes it's hard. And then you have to leverage, like, do you want the DLC character to, would you rather receive them up-tuned or under-tuned? Or rather over-tuned? Would you rather receive your DLC character up-dogged or down-dogged? Or raw-dogged? Fucking stupid. Anyway, these are the things that you hear in Bounty Hunters when we have to stall for time. Now, I guess we could touch upon factors such as how easy it is for either one of these characters to summon things, take advantage of the fact that the opponent is fairly far away from you. Johnny produces that value by perhaps dealing a card drawing a card at like full screen distance, and then Mistfinders become ever so more dangerous as a result, and produce those big hitboxes as well when you slice through them. Faust takes out items, and depending on, your item luck, you might get a really good one. Hammer prevents the opponent from running in. Little Guy provides like an ever-present annoyance. Probably really good. Like, Little Guy is probably really good against Johnny, right? Because it's easy for Johnny to activate it with his far-reaching pokes. And then you could, of course, get the classic jackpot items such as meteors. Or, speaking of jackpots, you could just charge your 30 frame overhead and check the opponent's reaction times. Definitely one thing that you can do. Mike getting into pressure, definitely going for the FRC, yeah. Not just any RC out of that, but playing it as a high-low mix-up. And as you may know, every single command grab does lead into a strike throw kind of a beat. There's just a lot of things that you can play from that situation as Faust. Right, it's a nice whiff punish there with a missed finer. However, without the card, it's not gonna lead into too much. Ooh, with the cross up. And Mike determining that we don't want to take the wall break here, especially the hard knockdown kind. The reach with the 6B, I think reach for the was able to touch the bag, causing a rather even trade there. Trying to evade the horde. We throw the items. Ooh, was able to move forward fast enough in order to avoid the meteors completely. Ah, there we go. That's the probably one of the best items that I was talking about earlier. The hammer. It looks so unassuming, but it stays on the ground. It stays on the screen for such a long time. It bounces off the ground, remaining in there. Hitbox is large, and it basically prevents your opponent from doing anything whatsoever on the ground. And as it turns out, preventing the opponent, or rather the opponent Johnny, doing anything on the ground is kinda good. Here we go, finds the hit from the pressure situation. And using the threat of the card there on the ground as a potential, you know, deterrent or maybe a carrot in order to make them press a button. Like, nobody wants to be in that guard crush situation, right? Ooh, the deal from a very high position actually finds its target on Mike. Trading with the hammer. Oh, dancing back and forth with the super PRC. Generally the better reversal option from Faust players. I mean, you can of course let it rock, but it is one of the slowest supers in the game, so Faust players tend to want to, you know, momentarily dodge stuff with the super invulnerability and then PRC, hopefully in order to punish the whiff normals from the opponent. Yeah, once again, this time Shuba has to, like, or not, doesn't have to, but is smartly respecting the bouncing hammer instead of just rushing in. There we go, the missed finer. Huh? We're punishing with a 2P? Okay, Faust. Footsies mannen, like inte, as we say in the Nordic countries. Good trade for Mikhail, able to combo the opponent towards the left corner. Ooh, kinda like that. Went for a 2S there, which is unfortunately not a 10 frame normal, so won't be able to hold the opponent in place after the YRC. Nice catch on the 2D, and then with the card didn't get sliced. Went for a missed fighter a little too early perhaps, or perhaps the card was meant to be used as a follow-up. Able to draw. There we go, and any hit is gonna do it here. Shuba swiping Mike off the wall, bringing it 1-1. There's a lot of stuff happening here.
Duel 1.
And lots of interesting RPS as well in this matchup, as you can imagine. A lot of stuff from Johnny is high profile, which will be able to. Ooh, nice block there. That was a cross up, right? Cross up, and Shuba blocked it properly. But yeah, there's just a lot of stuff that you can go under by crawling. Yeah, just a basic instant air dash out of the corner, and this should be a punish. Misses it. Was it such a perfect hit that Shuba would have need to have gone with a faster button? With the command grab, looking kind of dangerous. Yeah, we can actually recognize it even better, recognizing that there is a kill to be had in this situation. Going under the foot. Ooh, it was kind of like that RPS, but I think Johnny does not have the furthest reaching instant air dash. Definitely not able to reach full screen. So Mike picking up their own trumpet and then following it up with a combo. Another trumpet coming in. Shuba being pushed into it. But all the Faust players generally know the best angles to approach from afterwards if you have to forfeit the trumpet to the opponent. 5B, press your fastest buttons, pop it. Is that a kill? Not quite. Won't be able to get the wall stick. Jump 2K drilling through whatever missed finer that was. That was probably a low finer or a vertical, or sorry, a horizontal finer instead of the anti-air one.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Right, trading there on the round start. 7 frames to start that 2P from Faust, which is gonna be the magic number that you are trying to contend with when you are trying to round start against Faust. Frame trap, 2K from 2K into bar slash, and then full conversion, cash out for the biggest possible hit and the hard knockdown. The little guy in Mike's tummy ain't gonna do much in this situation. Tried to go for the PRC or the super PRC, but I think the timing of the RC was a little too early there. There's of course a little there's a lot of timing related issues when the reversal super PRC is concerned on for Faust. Okay, good trade. Horn has been thrown. The aggressive dash forward from Shuba. Able to pick it up, but the teleport completely avoiding the trumpet minions. Into YRC, we got the plus. This time checking, making sure that Mike is not doing any funny business there after the YRC. Drop them, make them guard, crushed, and then crawling under. Wait, Shuba didn't use the deal there at all, right? Finds the low, that should be a kill, right? No! The OTG fighter not doing enough damage. Have to be careful. No FD applied on that hit. In fact, I think Mike tried to jump out of it instead. A very reasonable, you know, bait, because you only have so much meter to deflect shield, and you can't keep holding that deflect shield forever in order to try to prevent the chip damage going through, especially against a character like Johnny. Nice, crawls under, 6B, finds its mark. Both of these characters have kind of the same curse. They have a lot of really high-reaching pokes. Some of their best pokes are high-reaching. Like Johnny, Fire Slash, 5K, 6K, all the heavy buttons. And for Faust, literally your whole kit, other than like too heavy or 2P. Oh, skip to the other side. YRC, put them in the corner, and the trade here is in favor of Mike. Really even so far. Choosing to air backdash, disengage from the situation. Oh, slipping on their own banana peel, trying to poke maybe into the upcoming blood back. Sorry, not blood back, the love bag. Misses the home run here. Dash forward 2K, preventing that forward dash from Johnny going active. We got the combo here. Oh, RC? Perhaps, I think that was a soft bait on burst, because Mike thought that Shuba just had no choice but to go for the burst. We're getting a little value out of that burst, but not too much. It's like the more you delay it, the further into your life bar you go, the lower health you have, the harder these burst decisions are to make.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
To the point where, you know, red Wild Assault users are probably gonna use their Wild Assault instead of bursting. Speaking of bursting, we got the gold one here. The F-Shiki as well, the Jumpity will always reach when the opponent has an Afro on. And extremely well to be played after 5K, which is jump cancelable. Home run this time? Yes, indeed. Double it up. Kill? Will it kill? No. Very close though. And there's the 2P, yeah. That's a really great RPS against drift forward RC. So if your opponent drifts forward with a blue RC on round start, after a soft knockdown, you will have to use one of your faster buttons, usually like 2K, 5K, or in Faust's case, can also use 2P. It's another really far-reaching 7-frame option. And if they drift into it, they can't do anything. They have to respect it after the RC goes after the RC recovers. Oh, that was a hammer that got completely skipped by Shuba there. There we go, from the back dash, use bar slash, activate the little guy, so Shuba has no choice but to respect here. Another little guy is getting annoying. It would be most optimal for Mike to not activate that little guy if possible, or you know what's even more optimal, just kill! Not the little guy! The combo, oh my god, it was a setup! It was literally a freaking setup! No matter what happens here, if you activate the little guy and it kills, alright, so be it. If you finish your combo, so be it. But if you miss your combo, the little guy is gonna activate, and if Shuba tries to press buttons, it's gonna combo break. Man, that was literally a checkmate there. Nothing to be done. Right, through the wall we go. Ooh, that's a really good trade. Now Shuba will have opportunity to run this endless loop pressure from positive bonus that you can only break with the use of resources, right? YRC or burst or deflect shield. Right, fully charges the fishing pole. This time Shuba tried to react with the 6B. It's a little too far there. It is a feasible reaction, basically, at least against I want to say I'm able to react to even the non-charged fishing rod at full screen. I'm pretty sure. But the timing changes a little bit between the no charge and fully charged one. Trumpet is on board, dashing forward, picking it up. Missile comes from the skies, the deal that is able to knock down Mike before the horde even gets there. It was kind of a nice decision there. That's the second time that Shuba goes for a very non-traditional kind of deal from really high position in order to just counter the opponent's potential anti-air attempts. The double backdash, that's gonna end up not plus unless Mike goes for the burst. Sorry, the RC, of course. YRC is the stop sign to this Johnny pressure. 6B actually first ends up whipping, hello! Jump gate, jump D into the other side, man, Johnny has some funky stuff. The fishing pole able to prevent the approach from the vault. And then, full screen, he can't quite reach. Tried to go for a whiff punish there, but I think Shuba might have tried to dash forward step straight into it instead.
Duel 3.
A very important round here. If, hello, are we good? Alright, signaling that we are indeed ready to go. From the full screen, fishing pole once again just not having enough carry distance to be able to punish with Johnny. Oh, goes for the low this time. The opponent knows that the more prevalent option is the instant overhead TK Mistfire, which if you know that they know, and if you know that they're capable of playing the RPS, then you go low once in a while. Speaking of lows, cash out, and because Faust is 0 guts, this will be a kill. No questions asked. Bam. Yeah, very, very important round to get for Shuba there. This ensures that they are still on the chase, on the hunt for that even position. 6B will be able to beat the round start 5k from Faust. Nice, that's a perfect distance there. Shuba has been looking for those instant air dash punishes for quite a while now, but finally being at a distance where they get a clean punish in. But a clean knockdown here, so we'll have to contend with the Faust buttons. Let's see the combo. This should be the kill, right? No, not quite. Literally 1 hit point, or 2, or 3. There's the 1 hit point, and the deal is gonna be a kill. Nevertheless, if the opponent tries to escape it, will land as a hit, and if not, will land as chip damage kill. There we go, deal into crush there. Oh, never mind, again! The card was not sliced. I wonder if that's a like a mistake on the setup or an attempt to get maximum like extra value out of it. I must admit that I don't have the perfect knowledge of all of the Johnny setups. Alright, we got the deal. The spacing looks good, so we're pushing it. Generally, though, you kind of have to spend the 50 meter on the Volt deal to be able to make it your turn definitively as Johnny. Seesawing back and forth, try to 6k from too far away. And the fishing pole punishes. Oh! The plummeted, the 5D, the angle of the 5D hammer there, able to get there in time before Shuba's Joker trick goes online. I've literally never seen anything like that before. It's a really clever use of Faust mechanics. All right, through the wall. Another really important round here for both players. It's a difference between going even or going down 2 games. The 2D staying extremely active there, able to call out the PRC or the super PRC. Shuba inched a little bit forward there. I think was initially outside of the reach of the fishing pole, but the little stutter step in put them in the danger zone. Oh, the love back completely whips. Shuba realizes, presses buttons, but doesn't get the big punish. The neutral jump, get the punish on the throw, and Mike was not fast enough on the draw. Had to go for a ridiculously fast burst if it was to happen. I mean, it could have been an RPS choice as well if you think that Shuba would have just completely hard dropped the combo. And saying RPS ends up minus, what is it, minus 3 or 4 or something? Meteor still coming, Shuba plays it as safe as possible, sinking 50 meter into the wall deal. But now with the extended hurt box, finding themselves in quite of a pickle. Mike using all the resources. Was that a cross-up mix-up? Inching in, both players whiffing a throw. Are you kidding me? Drilling, going under the high-profile bolt. That should be a kill. Yeah, getting a nice BMB juggle there from the teleport. Nice, this time the dash forward Mistfinder will get there before the fishing pole. And again, dash cancel. They use so much more dash cancel in Asia, don't they? Because like, dash cancels are not really that easy to react to overall. You don't really see Westerners use it that much though. Mistfinder from a distance where I guess you are unpunishable for Faust, question mark? Hiplet shield still lights the Afro on fire. Comboing. Could be a wall break. Mix. Not quite dealing enough hits to get the wall stick. There we go, that's the super high altitude deal. This time ends up being met by the RC from Mike. And can RC? Yep, we just have a kill here using... There's a couple of different methods that Mike could make that kill happen with. Can RC right away, could just wait and take the kill with the wall break. Doesn't the baseball bat is the same mechanic as Heath Knuckle, so it's always gonna break the wall, right? Or am I just tripping here? The nice juggle. The most important thing, we are gonna get rid of the little guy on the left side of the round with a stage shift here. This time plays perfectly, timing the super PRC so that the safe jump of Shuba's was completely missed. Reversal back throw. Ooh, the Mistfinder is gonna reach super far, and then into the combo you go. Shuba with big advantage. We have the round advantage, we have the burst advantage, using it immediately go into a wall break, and now we have the positive bonus as well, and so many more resources coming for Shuba. No card needed. We can spend these mix-ups, or we can rather do these mix-up with the use of meter as well, which is probably the preferable way to go when you are on positive bonus. Very careful neutraling there. Both players trying to dash, inch themselves forward, and then FD block. Is that a kill? Kill? Maybe? Yes, no? No! Literally 1 hit point! So close! has to burst immediately in order to avoid the chip damage. Yeah, Mike just can't afford to play neutral here. It would have had to be like some sort of a neutral skip attempt from Mike. Some sort of a really high risk, because there was no blocking any more hits there. Right, burst into the corner very early. Once again, finds the fishing pole anti-air, which has been kind of a theme in this Bounty Hunters today. Both the Faust players have found a lot of really good, what's it called? It's not Rerere in this game, it's, is it just called Thrust? I forgot. Right, avoid the bomb on the background, deal more, slice it. Yeah, Faust again, I think somebody in the chat said earlier that Faust can just low profile under the turn up, which seems to be what happened there.
Duel 2.
Oh my god, that is definitely an option. Backwalk into an extremely slow 6 heavy. This is the combo, 5B, that's a good start. Sorry, 5K is a good starter. And able to just build enough meter to get the hard knockdown as well. This can lead into some really nice stuff. I mean, you would prefer to have a... I was about to say, you would prefer to have the Afro here. Burst as soon as possible, Shuba with the extended hurt box. Yeah, just the jump K works as a kind of like a F Shiki there. It's like working as an instant overhead. I mean, F Shiki would require that the opponent is in block stun, but basically able to play it as an instant overhead while the opponent has the Afro online. Yeah, again, crawling under that turn up. That's gonna be a little annoying. So that means your usual setups are not gonna be necessarily good. You would have to, while like you're looking to slice the card that is still in the air, but instead you have to abandon that prospect and slice the ground, like with your low finer. Is that kind of what I'm gathering? Is that why sometimes Shuba has left the cards behind because of that particular RPS? Is my mind expanding here? Again, crawling under the far slash. Mike utilizing the RPS, comboing into the little guy. However, the gravity scaling is a little too much to make the combo work. Converting that +10 into a command grab. Getting into the best situation for any Faust player could hope for. The win condition premium. And now first set point, Mike. 2K, kinda taking care of the anti-air situation from both sides. Nice drill there, jump 2K. Now we have our own Afro. Wanna get rid of it really fast, like. Not just because it extends your hurt box, but also because it kind of breaks their guard on impact. Perhaps the last offense for Mike. Shuba is losing some really important burst because of that wild assault. Horde is coming in from one side! Was it a cross-up? Was it an overhead? Nobody knows. All I know is Shuba can't afford to take any hit, even on block. And there it is, teleport, reaction check into a command grab. At the very end of the set, Mike able to turn it up and prevail 2 games over Shuba's. It was super neck to neck all until that point. 5-5. Nobody knew how it's gonna end, and then Mike takes the last decisive spurt of momentum and gets there. 7-5. What a great set. No shame back and forth. That was a really great set for a debut match for both of these fighters. Damn, it was a little bit of a lit event tonight, huh? I was kind of like expecting it to be super, whatchamacallit. I was expecting it to be one of my favorite events to cast in a long while, and turned out to be definitely worthy of that notion. Alright, so what's happening from here? So we do this every single Sunday, every week, 5 p.m. CEST. If you want to potentially join the queue for next one, join my Discord and fill up the sign-up forms, and we'll try to get an opponent for you who has a decent connection to you, but also has a relatively same skill level as you do. Now, that said, I thank you very much for watching. Let's see if there might be some decent raid targets. Is it a gender neutral week? Are they live already? I think they the one time there's a little delay on the side of the gender neutral guys. So what are we gonna do here? Are we then gonna again just raid reload? Because they are online already? I guess that's what's gonna happen, huh? So raid Tiger Pop instead. Unless there's like a last second stream going live for the gender neutral folks. But yeah, it's been a really fun event. Thank you so much for watching, and see you again next Sunday. Till then, stay safe and bye bye.